not much, so I'm just waiting on Noah.
Is he injured? He was running a bit like...
Yeah, so had a sleepover at Finn's last night and knocked his knee against... Simon noticed something while you were running, Noah? What would he have noticed?
I could just see it on the chat. Oh, I've got a new name for you anyway. So we're taking a photo of you when you're playing seniors. There's no one looking for seniors. What does it look like?
Yeah. Very
That's your new nickname, Wardball. Noah Wardball. So is your knee alright or what?
Yes, it's alright.
We'll go home.
Looks sore, huh?
Yeah.
Did you ice it? What did you do? Knock it? Just knock it?
Apparently one of the other kids.
Yeah.
What did you knock it on?
Their tooth.
Oh, on Elijah's head. There you go.
Yeah.
So when I picked him up this morning, Sarah's like, I should have made you sign a disclaimer.
Hello.
Hello. Good, how are you?
Good. Hello. How are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm fine.
Hopefully he'll be fine by tomorrow.
So it's only hurting you because of his tooth and
So he said if it hit his actual knee, it would have been okay, but it hit just under his knee where his Osgood Schladers has been, which he's been fine with, but I think just that direct contact on it.
I sort of take it easy, man.
Yeah, exactly. From what I've seen, Angus is still a gun. Yeah, not so little anymore. But
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Darley Park for BFNL's match of the round here in the East. Well, we're on a good deck. If to use a horse racing vernacular, it's probably a good three. As I welcome Wayne Hall, who's going to be providing these special comments throughout the afternoon. Welcome, Wayne.
Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's there's a lot riding on it.
Indeed, and some big inclusions for Melton. Billy Crofts has been released by Footscray VFL to take his place. He's first up in a game of footy for 35 days. His last game was against East Point, and and all his VFL games prior to that. So it'll be interesting to see how I know he's had calf issues that's kept him away from footy. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And of course, the big dogs for Darley, Brett Bewley and Billy Myers, second up after a day out last week against the Lakers.
Yeah, it should be a lot better for the run, Todd. Important player, Billy. Bewley, well, you don't have to talk about him. But, it's really, Darley need to win to, have any chance of top three, and they need to win Melton to, to maybe play finals.
Yeah,
That's how interesting this game is.
Yep, and there's a couple of games impacting both sides going on around the BFNL this afternoon. Of course, Sunbury hosting North Ballarat, and a win for Sunbury, whilst they can't contest for top three, they can certainly deny North Ballarat and do the other top three sides a favour. Bacchus Marsh need to win against East Point, and East Point with slim finals chances need to obviously win. So we'll keep you updated with scores around the BFNL as they come to hand. As you can see, the vision in front of us, both sides just taking their positions. Darley will kick to the right of screen and to the aid of a slight breeze that favours the old pigeon shed, and it's become a bit of a regularity here at Darley, the wind blowing right to left here to the Bacchus Marsh end.
Absolutely, Todd. Yeah, we've sort of
left to right, excuse me. Yeah,
it's just the way it is. It's a lovely morning here this morning, but the further the day's gone on, the more the wind picks up. And here we are at Darley Park, 2:15, and it's business as usual.
Mitch Gardner laid out for the Devils. And, of course, Adam Azzopardi taking his place in the reserves today. That was won by Melton. Joel Cadman still another week away. But stick with us right throughout the afternoon. Let's hope the anticipation lives up to the billing. Play underway here at Darley Park. Tanner won the first tap. Ground level ball. Bewley at the first disposal. No surprises there. And he's non-preferred. Cut off there by Cotter. Rated number one in the BFNL, albeit featuring in the best on Play HQ. His kick goes to broadcast centre wing. Davis just hacked it forward. Territory gain. Matthew Brett and Ryan Carter will look forward to that battle this afternoon. Hurried kick there from Tanner. Well, it went through the hands of Hatcher. That was disappointing, but his second effort was good to square away a stoppage. But the youngster missed his first crack at it there, Wayne.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one, was it, Todd? Not the way you start you want.
Well, some sure hands and some positivity despite the breezy conditions. Tap one by Stewart. Crofts held up there by Tanner. The tackle was good. No prize, said the umpire, and we'll get a ball up. So decent crowd, typical of Darley and Bacchus Marsh. Ball up, tap one by Stewart. Hind, rare fumble. Open the door for Davis, who's managed to release the ball to Hickey. Couldn't hang on. He's got good history against Darley, Jacob Hickey. He more often features in the best on the back of his two-way running ability. Back at the restart. Ball up, Tanner. Well, he just looked at Stewart. Stewart won the tap. And they'll be the beneficiaries here with Hickey across the body towards half forward, looking for Ryan Carter. Ball went sideways in the end, close up towards the boundary line. It's as if both sides are happy to concede, and hopefully it'll get over, and it did in the end. And we'll get a boundary throw-in 55 metres away from the Melton goal. So Melton rank 1 in the competition for first quarters. So they'll look to have an impact again this afternoon. Chancellor Borg, the speedster. Loose hand pass. It was a slow one at that. It made it difficult for Lachlan Walker, who's been held up. And we'll get a ball up. True half forward for the Bloods. Tap one by Stewart again. He started well. Baker to space. Duncan Cadman presents. He was a clean gather. And the opposite of that, Andy Azzopardi spilt what he should have swallowed. Some perceived pressure there from Azzopardi. Scoble to Hickey to Crofts, who's a good size. And he's told to play on. Quick hands to Burquest. Send it towards the attacking 50. Perugia went first. Ground ball. Bewley Released the ball, went low, and then released the ball by hand towards Inglis. He's got a couple to deal with. His gather was clean. He got it to the outside to Edwards on outside centre wing. And the kick was terrific and found Myers 55 metres out from goal. He wheeled around onto the right boot and he went long and off to the left and through for a minor score. I know he's a powerful kick, Myers, whether it be with or against the breeze. But that was an example of the breeze that is favouring the right of screen. There was plenty of weight on the kick.
Correct, Todd.
Riley Walker brings the ball back into play towards half-back, endeavouring to get the Bloods out of trouble. Hickey, who started well, sidestep around Edwards, went with the right boot to outer centre wing. Good pressure there from Luhure, but couldn't deny Liam Carter. He gets quite a bit of ball on across half-back. He does cover some ground. The key forward, Davis, went short with a 45 gain to Jack Walker, who's able to play on and run around George, and he went with the right boot. Presenting in front there was Matthew Brett with a clean grab. So a good confidence builder for the experienced Brett against Ryan Carter. It's an important role today. Matt Riccardi, well, he went lateral to Andy Azzopardi, who went wide to Duncan Cadman, who fed the ball to Hind. Off 7 goals last week. Over the top to Duncan Cadman. Met solidly by Cotter. Johnson back inboard to Hind. Right foot kick in the Myers direction. Phillips in front. There was an infringement there. The umpire was in the right place at the right time. Free kick every day of the week. Lachlan Phillips will take the resultant free kick. And he's got a big job on Myers today.
Absolutely, Todd, yeah. Belly back, second up.
Phillips comes broadcast side with a short 45 to Lachlan Walker. He'll concede. Back to the top of the goal square to Adrian Minito. He too second up after a lengthy layoff with a shin problem. Right foot kick to the defensive 50. Good sure hands again there from Liam Carter, who wastes no time looking for an overlap, and he'll get it. Opportunity for Lachlan Phillips, who's corralled well there by Baker, but the kick didn't let him down, and he found Ryan Carter. He'll just go short to Ryan Davis. So a couple of the Ryans combining, and he too goes short. There's enough pressure on the footy, but not enough to deny Jordan Kite, who fed it to Sullivan, and his kick was clever to Minito. He's pushed right up to half forward, and he too went with a short kick to Crofts, to Geordie Kite. Tackle stuck, so he's forced to release the ball by hand. Borg was strong, took them on and got away with it. Did well, fed it to Geordie Kite, shot on goal. Perfect start for the Bloods.
Geordie Kite.
Well, there just wasn't enough pressure on the Borg tackle. He was able to essentially, he was held up momentarily at ground level. He was able to stand up and break the tackle with too much ease and release the ball, and it's resulted in a goal. Jay Kite gets the game opener, and they start, well, pretty much the way they have all year in first quarters, regardless of opposition. I think they're 11 wins, 3 losses and a draw for first quarters, Melton. It's a free kick against Bewley for an over-the-shoulder on Jacob Hickey, who started well. Just couldn't find the footy. Plays on. Got it to Crofts. Myers with the pressure at the back, not before Crofts could get rid of the footy. Ryan Carter gets a second crack at a dribbling ball. Oh, across the face and hits the behind post. We'll get a boundary throwing let off for the Devils.
Just laid enough pressure on him, Todd, to make the kick errant.
Darley 1 behind, trailed Melton 1 goal straight 6.5 minutes gone, opening term. Darley with the breeze in the first quarter. Loose ball, Geordie Kite, fed it by hand to Sullivan on his preferred left. It's a high up and under kick, but it was left and every bit left for the journey and a minor score. So a good start from the Bloods. Brett Bewley will assume the kick-in duties. Played about 60% of game time last week for his 41 disposals. And his territory gain just by foot has an impact. Now, that one nearly went to broadcast centre wing. Was well fielded in the end by Riley Walker, who fed it by hand to Crofts, who's picked up another hand pass towards Geordie Kite. Now, Crofts looks to feed the ball by hand, but there were no runners, so he went by foot to outer centre wing, and the kick was okay. Found Batty, who played on to Hickey, who's had arguably more of it than anyone else early on. So to this man, Liam Carter, who's looked promising, to Borg, who was instrumental in that goal involvement earlier. Minito, hurry kick, dribbling ball. Faruja attacking the foot. He was terrific. Kick across the body. Oh, I thought he had more time. And the kick was turned over in the end by Tanner. Now, Brodie Ward with a sweeping left foot kick towards Hatcher, who stopped propped, and it was an excellent little spoil on the footy there from Riley Walker. He went boundary side, ran out of bounds in the end. We'll get a boundary throw-in on the attacking side of centre wing broadcast side for the Bloods. Tick over 8 minutes gone, first term. Nervous start from the Devils. Bloods on top on a small sample size. Throw in. Neither ruckman could gain any ascendancy, but Geordie Kite took the advantage as the free kick was paid to the ruckman. Kick to half forward. Second grab. Well, it's going to be paid to Braden Kite. 50 metres out from goal. To get a crack at it on a second attempt was just lacking a little bit of accountability there. The Devils' defence is they seemingly overcommitted.
Blood rule Edwards off for Darley.
So it'll be Braden Kite, averages 3 goals a game, 42 goals from his 14 games this year. He's a handful against any opposition, Braden Kite. The reigning Tony Lockett medalist will have a pot shot at the goals. Bending back. He loves it here at Darley Park, and he gets the Bloods' second of the afternoon. So a promising start from the visitors, who do have an exceptional win-loss, especially under Troy Scoble. They've won 5 of their 6 encounters, in fact, against Darley. Whilst the Devils got him here last year, 2024 semi-finals, the year that Melton won the flag. And it was a big win to Melton. So Troy Scoble went on the record during the week saying it's his favourite ground in the competition. So it must favour his system. Bewley couldn't hang on. Chance for Crofts, who's had about half a dozen hand passes in the opening 10 minutes. Fed it to Scoble, who went to Borg. So they're just chipping it around here, as Sebastopol did against the Devils, and what Melton have done in the past against the Devils to get the better of them in the end. It's going to be up to Jordan and his crew with the magnets to deny the Bloods this game of uncontested marking on their own terms. Long kick inside 50. Tanner wanted the hole. Denied. Bewley took on Braden Kite. Broke the tackle. He's caught on his non-preferred. Hatcher went to ground. Now he's out of the contest. Burquest chipped to the pocket. Oh, just had too much on it for Davis. White, who's been recalled into the side today. Premiership back pocket player. He went overseas. Now he's returned, and Bewley kicked to half back. Cut off there by Cotter. Loose ball. Chance for Jack Walker. He got it to Crofts. Borg across the body. Dribbling ball. Saving on the last line of defence there was Tanner, who bombs the ball high to a one-on-one. Myers in front. Good spoil there from Riley Walker. Ground ball gather was good from Hatcher. He was under the pump for his second effort. He was allowed to get away with it by the umpire. Now we've got a ground ball. And we'll get a ball up on half-forward broadcast side for Melton.
Geez, they're rusty, Darley, Todd, aren't they?
Well, I mean, yeah, pressure, perceived pressure. And Dan Jordan, with all respect to the Lakers, has always touched on form coming out of a Lakers game into a top 5 game. It always takes you a little bit to settle and adjust as Cotter sends it forward. It was well cut off in the end. There by Lahoure to Baker. On his preferred left, he just tipped it into the middle of Inglis. Took it on the half volley. Bit of awareness was good from the 4-time premiership player. Over the head of Watkins. Second, gee, was clean in the end there. Watkins fed it by hand to Johnson. Standing start. Pot shot at the goals. Well, it was just a stand and deliver finish there from Johnson. He could have been better.
He had more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't hit it. Didn't execute off the foot.
Just received the hand pass and was stationary and just a high pot shot at the goals, really. Just when they needed one with the breeze. 2, Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd, yeah.
2 behind, Darley. Trailed Melton 2-1, 13.
You're right about them, Todd. They jump out like greyhounds, Melton, don't they? They just... Great starters.
And the industrious nature of Crofts by hand. He's had half a dozen handballs already. It's got it to the runners of the Bloods. And speaking of one of those is Hickey, who went short. We found Ryan Carter on broadcast centre wing. It's a good kick in the direction of Kite. Looks like Brody Ward's got the job on Braden Kite. Seems, and any time a Ward is out there, they've seemingly got the job on Kite. Of course, Mitch Ward, who's no longer at the club, who celebrated his 30th birthday a couple of weeks ago. A big cheer out to Mitch if he's watching today. He's had a few jobs on Braden Kite over the journey. Well, that hurry kick there from Hickey found Archie Greenshields, who went to Jack Walker. 2-on-1 here. Numbers should prevail here for the Devils. They need a clean ground ball gather, and they got one with Andy Azzopardi, who just bombed it with the outside of the right boot. Not my favourite fundamental kick, really, that low percentage territory game. I mean, take another stride, get on your preferred, or kick it on the left if you indeed have one.
That's Andy for you, Todd. We've seen enough of him to know what he does or what he doesn't do.
Yeah, but he does some mercurial things because it's just the way that most people wouldn't go about it. But somehow he seemingly gets it done. Now, Bewley's hand pass was a little bit too hot for the man in question, Andy, as a party. He dropped his second handball receive of the afternoon in the opening 14 minutes, and it's resulted in a ball up. Just need to be clean against the good sides. Melton's certainly one of those. Proven a bit of a bogey side for the Devils. They just need a steadier. Baker, dump as he kicked, turnover opportunity. Minito, Hickey, Cotter, fed it by hand, overcooked it, meant for Geordie Cott. And the new free kick in the game of AFL, the old Lasso, or the new Lasso, whichever way you want to, or Lasso, tomato. Short kick, found Bewley. Darley's leading possession. Player on the ground, no surprise there. Went short to brother Jack. Yeah, Jack will weigh up the options. Look out! You're in trouble, but he got ball to boot. It was a hurried one at that towards the attacking fit. Oh, how clean was Johnson?
Oh.
Had to release the ball by hand in the air. Duncan Cadman, well, he didn't really have possession in the end. Umpire called play on. And the blood, Sue Hickey, he's had plenty of it. Just went short with the right boot and found Geordie Kite. On top, the Melton mids between the arcs. Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. Should have had a shot, Jono. Had time, space.
So the kick along the line from Geordie Kite. The mark's been taken there by Riley Walker, who looked to play on. And annoys me when they try and fish for the 50. He did on that occasion through the hook over the side of the boat, but didn't get a bite, and rightly so. Just play the game.
I don't think that wind is as strong as it was when we first started, Todd. Seem to be kicking the ball pretty well into it, Melton.
Yeah, well, we're indoors now, Wayne. There's no breeze in here. Ball up. Tap one there by Duncan Cadman, who's held up, and we'll get a copy-paste version of that stoppage. So, Crofts looking to come back onto the ground. The Footscray VFL listed talent who finished among their better players in their grand final win. So Duncan Cadman plays on, and it's a slow, weighted kick to Lockie George with strength. He broke the tackle, tumbling kick forward, and Riley Walker again. They've got the best 5 players on the ground at the moment, Melton, and Riley Walker's one of those off half back. And the more ball, and Hickey's another one of those, albeit through the midfield, all on the back of Darley turnover. Davis, he too's been busy. Hand pass let him down. Hickey knocked it back to Minito, to Davis. Went with the 45 by hand to Ferrugia, to Minito. Tries to direct the traffic. The chip kick, well, was good effort there from Duncan Cadman. One of the free denied. Second effort terrific. Went to ground. And we'll get a stoppage on near true centre wing out of side.
Yeah, great effort, second effort from Cadman then, Todd.
So Darley just need to clean up the mess at the moment. It's not out of hand, but there's a certain degree of I've seen this before, Wayne, against the Bloods.
Correct, Todd. At most times it's got the wind involved.
11-point lead of the Bloods. They kick to the left of screen into a slight breeze. A little bit more pronounced out there. Cadman clearing kick. Speaking of Duncan, Lockie Watkins, quick hands, wasn't bad. Chance for Minito. It grabbed cleanly and went with the 45 to the attacking 50. Chance there for Lahoure. Took on the tackle of Liam Carter, who'll be pinged for holding the ball.
Jeez, that was hot, Todd.
So he'll move the ball quickly, wide of the pocket, looking for Ryan Carter. It took by Duncan Capman and Matthew Brett to deny. And they did enough, the Devils. And we'll get a ball up. Darley goalless in the opening 18 minutes. On the back of 30 goals last week. And the arm wrestle continues. We'll get another stoppage 25 metres away from the Melton goal. Back at the restart. Loose ball opportunity. Oh, just spilled away from Braden. God, gee, they kept it in there, Melton somehow. Gee, you think the Devils would be able to rush it through from behind. They did in the end, but not without having to take a breath. Albeit a nervous one at that.
That's not good for the blood pressure, that stuff, Todd.
So it'll be Brett Bewley who goes short. Well, short for him. Still went 30 metres to Luther Baker, who drilled Lockie George. Now, that's better ball use from the Devils. 2 kicks in a row hitting the target. So George pumps the ball to broadcast side. Important little fist on the ball there from Riley Walker. Enabled Borg to get it to Minito, who found Burquest to Geordie Kite with a high ball. Borg only had eyes to the ball. Darley got numbers here. They should work it out. It was good pressure from Jack Walker to enforce the turnover. Hickey, short kick. Not out of trouble yet, the Devils. Borg, left foot kick, shallow entry inside 50. They go hard at it, the 2 players. And the umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to the man in front. It's going to go to Ryan Carter. Liam Carter, in fact, much to the disappointment of Zane Lahoure. He thought he did everything right on that occasion.
That's the benefit of playing in front, Todd.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. You deserve the favours,
Yep.
mate.
Yep.
So Liam Carter, he's 25 goals this year. The Bloods with 2 inside the top 19. Braden Kite and Liam Carter. So it'll be Liam from about 45. Kicks on its way. It's not a bad effort. It'll get to the teeth of goal. Off hands through for a rush behind. So the Kite brothers with the 2 goals for Melton, Geordie and Braden. Devils, well, goalless, and we're at time on, and they're with the breeze. So Will Johnson, a bit Liam Carter-esque, up on half-back. Given his the forward nature, but there's Cotter. That was all too easy in the end. There were 3 Devils players around that contest, and Cotter was able to mark it nearly uncontested in the end. So it's been a sloppy start from the Devils. Batty to broadcast centre wing. Sullivan was clean, and it's fed it along the line to Ryan Carter. It went over the head of he and Lahoure. Matthew Brett normally clean, and he was on this occasion. They work it out. Johnson, Brett went for the sweeping hand pass. It was just a little telegraphed as Ryan Carter was able to get a hand on it over the line and get a boundary throw in.
Geez, it's sort of reminiscent of round 1, Todd, isn't it?
Yeah. It just feels like we've watched this movie already.
Yeah.
Hickey, again. Across the body. It's accurate. Won't get the journey. Good work there from Brodie Ward. Not out of trouble yet, though, the Devils, but he thumps it. Brodie Ward to half-back. Good pressure applied there from Gresh at the back, the youngster. Oh, there's Hickey again. He fairly can pop up in your soup at the moment, Hickey. Quick hands to Button and went wide to the out of forward pocket. Umpire's going to ping him here. It's going to be a free kick to the Devils for holding the ball. Take a breath, Darley. Work it out. As White goes lateral to Matthew Brett. Normally good by foot. And he finds Duncan Capman. He's been solid. Ward.
Ooh.
Kick meant for Baker. Turnover. Oh, good little turn and twist there from Lachlan Walker to Lachlan Phillips. So the Lockies combine with a high kick to half forward. Ground ball. Hind. Quick hands to George. And away they go. Sidestep good around Hickey. Ran through the middle of the ground, George. He's got a handball give opportunity. Gave it to Edwards. Not beyond him. Sent it forward. And he snuck it through, Edwards. And Darley get a most important first goal of the afternoon to be within 7 points. 22 and a half minutes into this first quarter.
Take a bow, Lockie George.
Yeah, good run and carry.
Took him on, Todd. Made something out of nothing. Dished it off unselfishly, and they get on the board and much needed.
Yeah, he's become an integral part of the Devils' title defence. Lockie George, essentially a Moneyball recruit, just said, look, I'm just about cooked. Can you find a place for me? I'd like to play some finals in my latter years of footy, or latter years in the 30s. As Stewart wins his own ball and clearance inside 50 for the Bloods. Ryan Carter be lucky to get away with that. Yes, there'll be a ball up. 2-3-15 Melton. Darley 1-2-8 in fairness to Ryan Carter. Might have been just a bit of momentum forward collapse there from the Darley defender. George, clean. Just threw it onto the boot. Territory going to the middle of the ground. Who's at the back? Because look at that. It's bounced end on end and gone about 80, 90 metres from where George kicked that footy. And Phillips is there and went wide to Geordie Cotter, he's had double-figure marks in the last few games that I've covered, Melton games, and he's well on his way to getting the same again today, Wayne.
100%, Todd. They've had a stack of the footy.
Lachlan Phillips from the defensive 50, wide to outer centre wing. Faruja read it best at the back. Took another mark. So, well, if Darley are endeavouring to take more marks than Melton today, they're a mile off at this early stage. Chance for Borg, tackled, held up, and we'll get a ball up 50 metres away from their goal. Yep, uncontested marks, a real feature of Melton's game in their keepings off nature in transition. Loose ball. It's a hot footy at the moment. It's an arm wrestle of sorts prevails as we tick over the 24-minute mark of this first term. Melton 15 lead, Darley 8. Into the breeze, the Bloods. They'd be impressed with this first quarter. Baker was clean. Hand pass wasn't so much. Hine needs a gather. Can he get one? Yes, he did. And released the ball by hand to Watkins. He's normally good, the youngster. Went deep towards Myers. Needed that grab. Gee, it was a good kick from Watkins.
Very good kick.
Bloods had two defenders in the vicinity, and the youngster was able to weight the kick perfectly while it still took some strong hands from an experienced player.
Yeah, correct, Todd. That was a good kick and a good mark from a bloke who's had an outstanding year.
So Billy Myers, tick over 25 minutes gone in this opening term as an opportunity to get the Devils within a point. So looked to steady in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Myers, shot on goal. He's happy with it. He's just saving the bow and arrow for a little later, I think, Myers. Because when he got the bow and arrow out against that last time we were here against Ballarat, he actually broke his thumb, releasing the arrow from the bow.
Yeah.
No need to see that again. I think he might have run out of arrows because he kicked 7 or 8, Wayne.
That day, yeah, exactly.
Darley 2-2-14. Myers on the board. So too Edwards for the Devils. The Kite brothers for the Bloods. Geordie and Braden. We've got a game on. Stick with us. Back at the restart. Out of the middle goes Lockie George. He's had an important 10 minutes. He went long towards Myers. Ball at ground level. Walker will do the mopping up to Cotter. Corral there was Burquest. Myers got a little bit of pressure on it, but the kick was good and found Scoble, who's pushed up inside the defensive 50. He'll look to go to Liam Carter, who presented. He can cover some ground, Carter. I'll have to check the GPS numbers after the big man's afternoon's work as he went back to Cotter, who went back to Carter. And what's going to happen here? I thought he might have been off, but I wasn't sure if he was off his mark, though, in fairness, Wayne.
I think he took a step, Todd, but anyway.
Common sense will prevail here. So it wasn't a 50, but that was a shank that got to Riley Walker on the bounce, who fed it to Lachlan Walker. As the siren sounds here at quarter time, and a bit of an arm wrestle of sorts where, the Bloods were pretty much on top and more efficient, whilst not through the roof for the best part of the opening 20 minutes. And Darley were able to steady late with the last 2 goals of the game through Edwards and Myers. Yeah, they got some reward early for their weight of possession, Melton, and their ability to hang on to the footy. And Geordie and Braden Kite did some finishing for them on the goal front. So just a point in it.
Yeah,
What do you think, Wayne?
We've got the Kite brothers, and then we've got Billy Myers and Edwards with goals each. I suppose at the end of the day, they'll take that, Darley, because they were certainly outplayed, Todd, and they got two really late. So I don't think the wind's as strong as it is, but Melton just used the ball too well.
Yeah. Okay, let's just take a look around the ground. Sebastopol 5-5-35 lead. Lake Widderee 1-2-8. Sunbury 1-2-8 scores level. North Ballarat 1-2-8. Ballarat 20 lead Redan 7. Bacchus Marsh 8. Charlie's Point 19. Plenty at stake this afternoon, right of our BFNL action. Guys, we'll take a break from BFNL's match of the round in the east. It's Melton 2-3-15 who lead Darley 2-2-14. The Bloods with the breeze in the second term. Join us again in 5 minutes. In front of Ballarat. Ballarat are missing 9 frontliners. Morris will just waltz away out of the middle and go deep to the top of the goal square. Jamie Quick tried to be clever, didn't end up impacting the footy, and McGuigan got the lucky bounce.
Jake Egan for the perfect start for Sunbury. Splits the eye, diddle. Aaron hand pass might clear the Phillips. He coughed it up off to Egan. He says, thank you very much. Pops 3 second. And all Lions here. Has been terrific again. And caps off the perfect turn for him. Left foot kicks on its way. Goal umpire doesn't move. How good's his Sally? A bit more subdued. You need to silence it quickly. And he squeezes it home and does. Coming south. Oh, no. Egan again. He's looking for 6, and he's got 6. Turned on the afterburners, wheeled around, goes to center foot, missed his target, and Egan slips through the hands there, Hutt. Sebas, hang on. Egan's not done. He picks up. He barks the back. He handballs over the top. He gets the 1-2. He's a human, Jake Egan. He's kicked 7.
Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the second quarter action here. Melton with the advantage. While it's slender, a 1 point margin. They do kick with the aid of a breeze in the second turn to the right of screen. That was their 12th first quarter win. And they keep their impeccable record at the top of the table, albeit in first quarters in isolation. Hurried ball forward. The tempo's gone up a bit. And you were right, Wayne, just chatting off air. Just a bit cleaner, Melton, especially in the first 20 minutes.
Correct.
Back at the restart. Ball up. Call it even. Baker, intent was good. Couldn't gather the footy. Hickey could, though. High up and under kick to broadcast wing. It was a nice grab taken by Edwards, who kicked one of the Devils' goals in the opening term. The kick was good to Hatcher, who hung on to that one. He had a couple of fumbly moments in that first term.
He'd be a bit of a relief player at the minute, Todd.
Yeah. And his short kick found Inglis, who just always knows how to find space, the four-time premiership player. And that kick was good into the pocket. And the stretch was good from Javen Tanner, a much improved player. He wastes no time with a squaring ball. Unselfishly, Myers and Bewley flew. Scoble got the crumb to Hickey. He's had more of it than anyone. Right foot kick to outer centre wing. Borg at the back. He loves this bit. He'll back himself for the run and carry. There's a bounce. Another. Matricati doing the corralling. Borg forced to release the ball by foot towards Ryan Carter. Gathered terrific from Matthew Brett. Turnover opportunity, though, to Davis. That was good vision there from Jack Walker to compose himself and lower the eyes and hit up Davis. We'll go back and have a shot on goal here from around 50 metres out.
You're right about Borg. Todd, he loves to take him on, doesn't he?
Yeah. It was a good chase there by Matricati. I've seen him leave a number of players in his wake over his journey, such as the X-Factor brilliance of Borg. So Davis, well, the kick went wide of the pocket. It was a nice grab there by, I think it was Tanner, who kept running. Hind was quiet in the opening term. He went short to Hatcher and just marked it at ground level. Gave it back to Hind. He was bereft of option. Just had to throw it on the boot. Baker got a beautiful bounce. Bewley sidestep. Phillips was Bewleyed. And then the kick outside of the left boot. Terrific to George, who looks towards Myers. And they go coast to coast to the Devils. And that's more like the reigning premiers that we know, Wayne.
Yeah, that was really good rebound footy. A very poor kick from the number 3 at Melton, and Davis snapped up, and Hind was in a lot of trouble. Nelly got called the wrong handball, but they slicked it out, got a good bounce, and away they went.
Well, Hind didn't panic. He did look inboard for a corridor handball give, but there was nothing there. There were just 3 bloods around him. So the tumbling kick, well, he got a lucky bounce. So Myers, kick on goal. He's done it so often here. He did everything to get the bow and arrow out on that occasion. Myers has got 2. And Troy Scable's gone for a Disprin. If they sell that these days, do they, Wayne?
I think they still do, Todd.
Yeah, we'll call it a Nurofen Myers Zavance. I'm sure Myers probably had a couple of those given the injury or the nature of his injury heading into today as well. But Darley get the lead into the breeze. 3-2-20. A much-needed goal. Melton 2-3-15. Opening 3 minutes, second term. Tanner started well in this second term, but Stewart won the tap. Well, it was a swing by foot there from Baker. This is what he does better. A ground ball gather rather than a volley out of mid-air. Hatcher needs to be clean. He was. He looked for a handball give. He took his time. He got into the second option there in Inglis, who's corralled by Minito. High up and under kick. It'll nearly go out of bounds on the full. Indeed it did. So an opportunity gone begging there for the Devils. Short kick to Minito, who looked to get some territory going with his ability to kick the ball long, especially with the aid of the breeze, and he just does that and obliges to Bewley and Hickey in a one-on-one. Call it even as the ground ball won out. Ball gathered cleanly. Crofts stopped, prop, turned, and sent it forward. It was good corralling there by Lahoure. And then Ward was able to mark the ball. It was a sloppy kick. Edwards, good attack on the footy there from Brett. Ball was released. Not out of trouble yet, the Devils. Edwards caught over the footy. Desperate moments. Taken into the ground there was Matricati, but we'll get a ball up 25 metres away from the Melton goal. So it was just the kick from Ward that
Didn't hit the mark.
brought
Todd.
the Devils unstuck. And that's fair enough. That happens in senior footy. Matthew Brett was dour in that opening term, whilst the Devils were under the pump.
Yeah, they've got a good history, Carter and Matty Brett,
Yeah.
Todd.
I know neither player really likes giving an edge, but I'm sure they've got, in their own minds, a whole lot of respect for one another. Hines' hand pass was loopy, went boundary side, turnover. Braden Kite to Borg. Did anyone touch it? Well, the goal umpire said so. Well done, Zane Lahoure. Expect Borg to have one of his moments like he so often does when we're broadcasting Melton games. So it'll be the trusty boot of Bewley who found Matthew Brett. He continues to Inglis, who presented. I like the way he does that, Inglis, to Baker. He should wheel and go onto his left boot. He just does that. And he goes wide. That's a terrific kick to Myers, who's got Duncan Cabin on the outside. Didn't see him. Hurried kick forward from a standing start. It set up all right for Tanner in the end, but it was a misfield in the end, to use a cricket vernacular. It's close up against the boundary line. Duncan Cabin was important to keep the ball alive. Not out of trouble yet, the Bloods. Hatcher went to ground, shoveled the ball out. Minito trying to break the tackle. Couldn't, and we'll get a ball up 35 metres away from the Darley goal. Cleanest team will win this game in the end. Because you can just see what happens when one is not, or a passage of play that is not. They're being punished, not necessarily on the scoreboard, but I think that'll take care of itself in the end the longer this game goes. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Will Johnson.
Paid a throw, I think, Todd.
So Johnson in the bright lime boots will have a shot on goal here. A bit of left to right from the goal post. He and Nick Hind level in third for the Tony Lockett medal, behind Biggie Newen, who's expected to return overseas next week, and Braden Kite, of course. There's Johnson. He's a good player.
He's a good kick.
He made that look easier than what it was.
That was not an easy kick, left to right, and he drilled it.
Darley have got 4 in a row here at Darley Park. They kicked the last 2 goals of the opening term, and the opening 2 goals of this second term to get a game-high 10-point lead, 4-2-26 Darley. Melton 2-4-16, 6 scoring shots apiece. And, gee, that was the unravelling of Melton last week, 7-15 they ended up with, whilst most of them were rushed. They just need to find better options around goal. Ground ball. Hind, remonstrating with the umpire, took his eyes off the play. Baker, ferocious with his endeavour to square away a stoppage in the end. And Hind still complaining he got a scooter instead of a bike for Christmas. Ball up. Ground ball. Crofts always just hovering around the source. Neither side can extricate. And we'll get a repeat stoppage. So Darley by 10 points here. 8.5 minutes gone. Second term. A few targeted matchups going on here today. Well, Crofts, he didn't get a favourable bounce, but it favoured Davis in the end, who got it to the outside to Geordie Kite. He went wide to the pocket, looking there towards Liam Carter. Good use of the body there by Zane Lahoure, Ryan Carter and Matthew Brett. Well, they got leg break. Sullivan, can he get it?
Ooh, he's paid.
Paid in danger. Much to the chagrin of the Melton staff down there in front of the coach's box. So it'll be Lahoure with a high kick down the line. Tanner Johnson. Well, he had a bit of it, Johnson. He just relaxed in the end. Just relaxed the body and dropped the ball there, Wayne, when he had so much of it.
Correct, Todd.
Ball up, tap one by Tanner, but only went as far as Sullivan, who threw it away. It was good pressure again there from Baker.
Very good pressure, Todd.
Well, it didn't equate to a stat. His pressure, Baker, has been right up there for the Devils today. He's got to deny the Melton midfield, who have had significant impact in recent matches against the Devils, despite the midfield brilliance of Darley. Tap one there by Tanner. Sullivan. Baker with hands on hips. I think he might have been sort of knocked off the ball, but he'll just let his Melton opponents know by first name. Actually, they're quite close this lot, giving half the Melton team live in Darley. Boundary throw in. Stewart, front spot. Good body work there from Tanner. Now Baker, good intent on the footy. Went to ground. Now he's out of the contest. Tanner, well, he threw that. He won't get away with that. And the Bloods will get the resultant free kick, and it'll go to Stewart.
Yeah, good tackle, Todd.
So while Seb Collins ended up in the best for North Ballarat last week, I thought Stewart was manful in the ruck. Jeez. Jones dropped what he should have taken. Open the door for Walker to Hickey, and it's a goal. Yeah, the youngster disappointed there with the drop mark and made to pay. And Jacob Hickey does the finishing and gets Melton's third of the afternoon, and they're back within 4 points.
Good goal, Todd. He only had a split second. He threw it on the boot, and he got the desired result. And a much-needed one. They just been on top, Darley, in the second quarter, but...
well, Darley goalless for the first 20 minutes. Melton goalless for the second 20.
Correct.
And now Melton on the board, albeit 11 minutes into this second term, they trail by 4 points. Entertaining game of footy. Ball up. Faruja's gone into the ruck, but Tanner won it. Baker, clever touch to Tanner. Lowered the eyes, went looking for Myers. Protected the ball. But with his body, Tanner kept running. He was super in this passage of play. Can Edwards get it to the outside? Well, he can to Bewley. He lowered the eyes, it chipped into the pocket, made the kick look easier than what it was. Gathered there by Jack Bewley, squaring ball, and the mark's been taken there by, guess who? Billy Myers.
Oh, he just keeps popping up, Todd.
It was a good kick there from Jack Bewley. Good awareness.
Yeah, it was a good kick. He was entitled to go back and have a shot. He might have thought it was going to be a bit hard, and the execution was terrific.
So Myers has kicked 2 today. He's the only player on the ground with multiple goals. Deliberate approach, 45 metres out from goal. You wouldn't think he missed 6 weeks with a broken thumb because that went straight over the goal umpire's hat. Myers has got 3, and he's got 10 in the last, well, let's call it 5 and a bit quarters.
Yep.
Welcome back, Bill.
Correct. I know where the bow and arrow is, Todd. It's in Sherwood Forest.
Yeah, he's out of arrows. He is out of arrows, Myers. He'll be on eBay come 6 p.m. tonight, especially in the event of a win. Well, he hasn't needed them. He's just going low-key today. He's just hasn't missed. 3 straight. Baker threw it to Bewley, got away with it. Oh, quick answer. Bewley was turned over. Disappointed with that, Bewley was. Perugia sent it forward. Liam Carter was good. Zane Lahuro went to ground. Davis, elusive. Left foot kick across the body. Oh, it was just missed to the near side. So 2 opportunities gone, begging for Ryan Davis in this second term. Darley 5-2, Melton 3-5. We've got a 9-point ball game in favour of the Devils, who've won 17 of their last 18 games at home. So Brody Ward with the kick-in duties. Out of bounds on the full. Be disappointed with that. His last 2 kicks have basically ended up in the hands of the Bloods. And Chase Scoble, an improved player, just chips it over the top. Well, it's going to be out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw in. I paid the mark, sorry. So Liam Carter up against the boundary line. Terrific play Liam Carter's been for Melton over the last 8 years, really.
Yeah, the brothers have been terrific, Todd.
Well, they started their senior careers so young. We've got every reason to think they're 30, but they're mid-20s, these boys. Carter, well, that was poor from Melton's front half, really, because Liam Carter put it into a dangerous spot and Darley just raffled it in the end and
comfortably put it through for
thumped it through. Yeah, and then we saw a lot of that last week too, Wayne. So Troy Scoble has every reason to be disappointed with that. He may even save that for a review, even though it was a simple play. They need to improve in that area. Lockie George, Hatcher hung on to it, went to feed it by hand, but there was a Melton player there as Lockie George through the middle of the ground to Watkins, who was clean, the youngster in the opening term, and he was again to Bewley. Left foot kick towards half forward. Johnson ran onto it. He didn't drop this one. You can go over the top to Baker, who presented. He's still there. Lead knocked back, so he goes longer towards Myers. Got it. No, dropped it. Play on, said the umpire. Right foot kick out of defence in the Liam Carter direction. Was a swooping right foot kick there from Phillips. It was terrific. Right foot kick from Liam Carter to brother Ryan. That was an excellent contest from both players. Terrific grab there, Ryan Carter. Oh, come on, Bloods. You just can't be asking for that all afternoon. Yeah. When you motion to go and the player takes a step, it's not 50. That's just the rule of the game, Wayne.
Correct.
But it just whatever side of the fence you're on, and being a neutral here this afternoon, calling the game, of course, it's just an uninformed spectatorship in that regard. Most of the AFL players are asking for 52, mind you, in the same event.
Correct, Todd. And Matty Britt give the bench a nice old spray, let me tell you.
Yeah, just tried to throw the rule book at them as Cotter found Farrugia, who went forward to a 2-on-1. Numbers prevailed. Sweeping hand pass there from Matthew Brett to George, who's been effective. Jones should have gone to White, but didn't. And now there's going to be a turnover opportunity. Well, George dragged his man down.
100%, Todd. You're a good call, and should have got a free kick.
Yeah, now you can yell and scream for that one. I'm happy with that being a hold. So the let off there for the Devils.
Very much so.
An important part of the ground too. Bloods would have been away, but now we're going to reset a stoppage. Call that even, that ruck duel. Ground ball, Baker over the footy, tackle taken to the ground. He'll sleep well tonight. We're only a quarter and a half in. Just the body contact. Baker gets Bewley. Missed the target. Meant for Baker. Second effort clean for Baker. Threw the ball onto the boot. Gee, it's a hard deck here. An interesting bounce. Gee, the attack on the footy was terrific there from Jack Bewley.
Come on,
he's been pinged for holding the ball.
Oh, rubbish. The only bloke that wanted the ball, and he had no chance.
Jacob Hickey, been arguably Melton's best today, went short to Riley Walker, who's had a good afternoon. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Excellent little touch on the footy there from Zane Lahoure. Not out of trouble yet, the Devils. Green shields to Farrugia with an unselfish kick to a one-on-one. Well, Scoble did all the right things with the bodywork, but there's an outnumber favouring the Devils through Gresh to Brett to Andy Azzopardi. He's got some run and carry time here. Takes a bounce, keeps going. Fed it inside to Gresh. Gave it to George. Left foot kick, tumbling on at that. Good attack on the footy there from Burquest, but the Devils have got numbers here if they can work it out. Hatcher couldn't release the ball. He went to ground. Chance there for Johnson. Gee, technique was terrific there because he would have been cleaned up otherwise. To be able to turn and gather a ground ball. That's a skill in itself, Wayne.
Yeah, good contest.
8-point lead to the Devils. They're in attack here into the breeze. Hatcher with another opportunity. Watkins was clean. Dribbling ball. And it's just seen through for 8 and rush behind at the end. Darley's fourth of the afternoon. The margin back to 10. 18 minutes gone. Second term. Cotter lopes away to the outer side of the ground. Right foot kick beyond the defensive 50. Players set themselves. Gee, it was a good aerial contest there from Phillips. Scoble up against the boundary line. Had to carry it over in the end. He just ran out of space. We're going to throw in on half forward out of side for Darley.
Looks like the great man on the outer there, Todd, Doug Hawkins.
Oh, the man that departed his comments position there when you were doing one over the other side of the ground there, Wayne.
That's the one, Todd. Yeah, he said, what happened to you, Doug? He said, I had enough. I said, thank you very much.
And the great man, Doug, he's convinced Butters is going to the Bulldogs. But being a pie man myself, I'm ambitious more than anything else.
You're hanging in there, Todd.
Yeah. Hickey, again, fed it by hand to Scoble. Right foot kick, tumbling one at that territory again. Hopeful. Matt Riccardi went through his hands. Second effort good. To send it back quickly. Andy Azzopardi. Second effort. Dribbling ball forward. Chaos ball. Gathered by Cotter. Sweeping hand pass to Minito. They can link up here, the Bloods, as they do so often and do well. Phillips to Sullivan. He's got some poise. And weighted that kick beautifully to Borg. Just didn't panic at all there, Sullivan. Just measured it well. Right foot kick towards half forward. It was a disappointing one at that. Oh, Matthew Brett, he just lowered his head at contact of the footy. Watkins was super. Quick hands to Hine. Could go back to Watkins if he likes, but he goes with the right boot. Oh, check out the vision. Hatcher just waited under it and couldn't. Well, now he can go to Tanner if he likes or inside to Inglis, but now he'll go wide. It was a poor kick at the end, made it difficult for George.
Oh.
Now there's a turnover. Disappointing there for the Devils. Geordie Kite. They do it so well, the Bloods. They just rely on you to error, and when you do, they're away. How about that kick from Carter? Liam Carter to Crofts. How's the finish? Yes! Crofts gets it done, and the Devils made to pay.
Horrible.
Yeah, ordinary kick, yeah. 5-3-33, Darley. Lead Melton 4-6-30. And I don't mind that. I don't mind it when sides get punished for fundamental errors. That's what makes the game so great.
Yeah, exactly, Todd. He had quite a few options. He just took too long to decide, and then his execution was poor. And they were out the back. Game on.
Time on. Second term. Stick with us right throughout the afternoon. PFNL match centre. Darley lead by 3 points. Crofts. Well, Stewart looks proppy, real sore. And he started well, Hine. Good tackle.
Very good tackle.
And he'll get the free kick here, Hine. Umpire paid the advantage. Bewley on his left boot. Penetrating kick inside 50. Cotter. Terrific grab. Read it beautifully across the front of the pack. And he'll chip it wide towards Sullivan, who goes with a high up and under. He's looking for Liam Carter. Good use of the body there by Zane Lahoure, and he'll get the free kick.
Good call, Todd, and a good decision by the umpire. He got himself in the right position.
Well, yeah, Zane Lahoure made the initial contact, which
Just
put
upset
Liam Carter unbalanced, so he was
Correct.
forced to hold and infringe. So some good defensive craft. He's plenty of growth as a player. So Lahoure goes wide of the pocket towards Bewley. And it knocked away from him there by Hickey. Tanner up against the boundary line. Yeah, Stewart's made a miracle recovery from that stinger in the ankle. And the ball finds its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Darley 33, Melton 30. 22 minutes gone. After the Bloods led it by 1 point at quarter time. Who'd have thought the outscoring ends were in the left of screen, given the breezes to the right. Tap one there by Tanner. Hind just hasn't got it on his own terms this afternoon. Sullivan. Hurried disposal there was cut off there by the man in question there in Hind, who sent it to a dangerous area. Scober went the spoil. Gresh, good tackle from the back there by Lachlan Walker. You're not going to get away from the vice-like grip of him. He's a classic double-figure, or known for his double-figure numbers in tackles. Here's Lachlan Walker. Ball up. Kite could have been held without it. Umpire called play on now. Hickey. Right foot kick to broadcast wing. Lahoure again. Not sure what happened to Tanner there. He just took his eyes off the ball. Lahoure needs some help. Gone. Ping by the umpire. Right call. Just a bit more game awareness from the outside runners of the Devils. I found wanting in the end. Gee, that was a good spoil there from, it was Gresh in the end. That was Tanner, in fact. And the square he kicks found Manito. And he's got a chance to put the Bloods in front midway through time on in this second term.
Just lost sight of it, young Inglis. Not young anymore either, but yeah, just seemed to lose sight of it.
Scores on the back of turnover for Melton this afternoon have been significant. And Manito, second game back from a lengthy layoff. He gets the Bloods fifth, and more importantly, he gets their noses back in front by 3 points. They're 5-6-36 Melton. Darley 5-3-33. Melton with the last 2 goals of the game. Entertaining game of footy.
Yeah, it's back to a pretty solid arm wrestle, Todd. Yeah, you're right. Whoever's the cleanest.
All right, turnovers that end up in scores. That's going to tell its own story in the aftermath. Pull up, tap one by Stewart. Baker couldn't gather cleanly. It was a hot one. Bewley could, though. Hatcher inboard to Tanner. Like this kid. Kick went forward. Myers Ground ball opportunity here for the Bloods to rebound. Nearly a free kick to Riley Walker for a hold. Umpire call, play on. Jack Walker, sidestep, terrific. Got it over the top to Borg. He's got Scoble short. Ryan Carter long. But he looked to go to the advantage of Ryan Davis, who caught one over the shoulder, took the advantage and went along to Liam Carter. Oh, excellent spoil there from Zane Lahouray to find the safety of the boundary line. And we'll get a boundary throw in adjacent to the Bloods behind post.
He knew exactly what he had to do then, Todd.
Yeah.
Get the fist up and flick it out the back, and hopefully it went all the way, which it did.
Yeah. Well, that's well taught, well coached.
Good defensive work.
Good learnings.
Two-time premiership player.
Boundary throw in. Bloods in attack. Now it's the time for the Devils to defend. Matthew Brett got a little kick towards the ankles of Edwards, who went to ground. Ball kept his feet. Second effort good from Edwards. Cross provided the support. Tripped. Umpire call, play on. Jack Walker across the body. Floating ball. Has just missed off to the left and a minor score. So you're lucky to get away with the trip, the Devils. I thought there was a bit of contact with the ankle of Crofts.
Same, Todd. I thought he deserved the free.
4-point lead of the Bloods. Time on. Bewley lopes away. He comes broadcast side. Beautiful drop punt. They've got an outnumber here, the Devils. But Stewart did well to get a spoil on the ball to Borg. Onto his left boot. Penetrating low kick. Cut off there by Zane Lahouray. He's having a good day. I've enjoyed the battle between he and Liam Carter. Liam Carter's had a lot of the ball up the ground. And Lahouray's had the better of him inside the Bloods 50. So
yeah, one-on-one, yeah, exactly.
What would you rather? I think the latter.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be Matt Riccardi. Standing start. Gee, nearly kicked it into Geordie Kite there. In front, Rungy. Took a nice grab. And he's just bereft of option momentarily. Inglis presented. Gee, went through about 4 or 5 players. Riley Walker did the mopping up to Lachlan Walker. Kick around the body towards Farrugia. Inglis was terrific on that occasion to deny Farrugia out the box seat. Enough to get it over the line for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing broadcast sign.
Great effort, Harley.
Darley 33, Melton 37. Near 27 minutes gone. Second term. BFNL's match of the round in the East. Game 50 between these two sides since their inception into the BFNL in 1997. They're 24 wins apiece and a draw, if you don't mind. Today will be a decider of some sorts, but will have more impact on the current season. 50-50 ball. Just hanging around there was Sullivan. Hand pass from Inglis. Only went as far as Walker. Gee, Lahouray, terrific again.
Terrific effort. Jeez, that's a good effort.
Yeah. Jeez, he's nearly...
He just willed himself, Todd. Carter just stood back and he willed himself to that footy.
Now, Edwards, that kick went about 9 metres. Now, Edwards can find something in the middle. Kick has to be good, and it was. Brady Ward had a touch of the fumbles, but he got a favourable bounce, and he sent it in towards the Myers direction. Now, the spill ball. Bewley needs to be clean. Speak of Jack. You got it further afield to Johnson. To Brett Bewley. Grubby kick there from the former Docker. He'd be disappointed with that. Just a shank, really, in the end there. Wayne will get a ball up 25 metres away from the Darley goal.
Horrible from anyone, let alone a bloke of his class.
4-point lead of the Bloods, 28 minutes gone, second term. Stewart won the tap again. Then he dropped it, Baker. Unlucky not to get a free kick. And we'll get a ball up. Swing and a miss by foot. Does that equal holding the ball? I'm not sure. Clearly not. Ball up. Tap one by Stewart again. And there's a high. It's going to be a free kick to the Devils and a shot on goal imminent for Will Johnson. And go back and have a shot on goal here. Deep in time on. It's an important kick for the Devils forward. And he'll take the kick directly in front, 35 metres out from goal. And I tell you what, if you can get a shot on goal out of a free kick today, that is a bonus in a low-scoring game.
Correct, Todd.
So Will Johnson, degree of difficulty, well, this is right up his element. And he's fair nickum hit the goalpost flush. So a disappointing finish as an opportunity goes begging for the Devils deep in time on. 3-point ball game. Long right foot kick from Riley Walker. Borg at the back. Couldn't hang on. Ground ball opportunity. Hinky again. Took them on. Forced to release the ball by hand. Now was the gather from Borg. It was super. Jack Walker just chipped it. And the kick was okay to Sullivan, who had Ryan Carter to the outside. But the siren beat them. Saved the Devils in the end. And we've got a game on here at halftime in BFNL's match of the round in the East. After Melton led by a point at quarter time, they actually ended up winning that second quarter after Darley got the lead and led by 10 midway through that second quarter. So Melton have won both quarters, but the margin just a miserly 3 points. So you got the goal scorers there, Wayne.
Yeah, we've got Darley, Billy Myers 3, Michael Edwards 1 and Will Johnson 1. For Melton, we've got Manito 1, the Kite Brothers 1 each, Hickey 1, and Crofts 1. And yeah, it's it's an interesting game, Todd. It's there's nothing in it.
No.
They'll be throwing everything out of the third quarter, the premiership quarter.
First 20 minutes of the game, Melton. Second 20, Darley.
Yep.
Next 10, Melton. And then potentially the last 10, the Devils, and the missed opportunity late. So, as you said, essentially locked together, just 3 points separating the two sides. Let's go around the grounds in BFNL action. Bacchus-Marsh 15, Trail East Point 35. Sebastopol 87, lead Lake Windaree 8, Sunbury 20, Trail North Ballarat 34, and Ballarat 24, lead Redan 22. So we've got an interesting game unfolding at Alberton Oval. And Ballarat, well, was that their tipping point last week, missing 9 frontliners, just the 6 this week. But Redan hanging in and being pesty against top 4 opposition.
Yeah, where's that game being played? The Sunbury one?
Alberton, Sunbury, Clark Oval.
Oh, it's Clark Oval, okay.
But looks like North Ballarat have brought their handcuffs again and their rope, because it looks like, looking at the scoreline, they're strangling Sunbury as they did Melton last week. Yeah. But we've got an arm wrestle of sorts unfolding right in front of us here in BFNL's match of the round of the East. But it's Melton who lead with a narrow margin of 3 points. 5-7-37, Darley 5-4-34. Guys, a break. Fill up your beverages, grab yourselves a bite to eat and rejoin us in around 12 minutes' time for the second half action between Darley and Melton. In front of Ballarat. Ballarat are missing 9 frontliners. Morris will just waltz away out of the middle and go deep to the top of the goal square. Jamie Quick tried to be clever, didn't end up impacting the footy, and McGuigan got the lucky bounce.
Jake Egan for the perfect start for Sunbury. Splits the eye, diddle. Aaron hand pass might clear the Phillips. He coughed it up off to Egan. He says, thank you very much. Pops 3 second. And it's all Lions here. Has been terrific again. And caps off the perfect turn for him. Left foot kicks on its way. Goal umpire doesn't move. How good's his Sally? A bit more subdued. You need to silence it quickly. And he squeezes it home and does. Coming south, Egan again. He's looking for 6, and he's got 6. Turned on the afterburners, wheeled around, goes to center foot, missed his target, and Egan slips through the hands there, Hutz. Sebas, hang on. Egan's not done. He picks up. He parks the back. He handballs over the top. He gets the 1-2. He's a human, Jake Egan. He's kicked 7.
nose in front of Ballarat. Well, Ballarat are missing 9 frontliners. Morris will just waltz away out of the middle and go deep to the top of the goal square. Jamie Quick tried to be clever, didn't end up impacting the footy, and McGuigan got the lucky bounce.
Jake Egan for the perfect start for Sunbury. Splits the eye, diddle. Errant hand pass might clear the Phillips. He coughed it up off to Egan. He says, thank you very much. Pops 3 second. And all Lions here. Has been terrific again. And caps off the perfect turn for him. Left foot kicks on its way. Goal umpire doesn't move. How good's his Sally? A bit more subdued. You need to silence it quickly. And he squeezes it home and does. Coming south.
Oh, no.
Egan again. He's looking for 6, and he's got 6. Turned on the afterburners, wheeled around, goes to centre foot, missed his target, and Egan slips through the hands there, Hutt. Sebas, hang on. Egan's not done. He picks up. He barges the back. He handles over the top. He gets the 1-2. He's a human, Jake Egan. He's kicked 7.
And the siren and the dog sounds to get played away for this all-important third term here at Darley Park. The Devils kick to the right of screen and they'll nearly get the first clearance, the Bloods. But Stewart turned it over to Baker, to Bewley, to Hine. The big guns combined, holding the ball. He's had a frustrating afternoon. Nick, he's got an integral part to play in the second half for the Devils' success, you'd think, as he goes wide of the pocket, Davis. Scoble was clean, fed it to Jack Walker, who went forward in the Carter direction. Loose ball, Jack Walker kept running as he always does. Tackled, taken to the ground. Held to him, said the umpire. We'll get a ball up 40 metres out from the Bloods' goal.
He's had a dirty day, Hind, Todd, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, you can't keep a good man down. I reckon he's got a couple up his sleeve to come. Thank you. Yep, I've got some confirmation in the background. Thank you. 5-4-34, Darley trail Melton, 5-7-37, opening minute, third term, BFNL's match of the round in the East. Call that even from that ruck duel to no real advantage. Number of players foraging. Well, the number of players you more see on a Sunday morning around the footy, Wayne.
Throw a blanket over about 15, Todd.
Ball up, tap one by Ryan Carter on that occasion. Hickey just went to space, dribbling ball out wide towards the boundary line. Gee, that was nearly clever there from Liam Carter to toe poker to Borg. I can imagine it getting dark here in the next hour too as, well, at least one pair of lights are on, but that's on the back of an SUV on the right forward pocket left of screen. Boundary throw in. Bewley being held off the footy. Tanner just knocks it to his feet. And neither side can extricate by hand. And stoppages beginning to mount here. The longer this game goes, there were plenty of them last week at McPherson Park against North Ballarat. Baker just got ball to boot. Awkward territory gain, but that'll do. Good attack on the footy from Menino. Now here's behind. He got important possession on it, but just the goalkeeper, Riley Walker, just marked it uncontested in the end and it's got some just the decision to make, and he goes out of side. Edwards provided an aerial, but the outnumber prevailed for the Bloods through Borg, who looks to come inboard. It's a slow handball, put Walker under the pump. He just shrugged the tackle of Inglis, but not before he could release the ball. Now Andy has a party. Stole it away. Bewley at ground level. Was hopeful rather than anything else by hand. And Cotter will tidy up the mess. Fed it by hand of Phillips to Manito. And the smothered kick there from Matricardi ended up in the hands of Cotter. Manito dribbling ball in about a metre. Getting to the outside there was Burquest. And finally we got some open ball. Clean bowled Ryan Carter. Matthew Brett and Zane Lahuro were very important in that opening half for the Devils as White went back to Tanner, who kept running, gave it back to Matthew Brett. In front, Matricardi just outpointed Scoble on that occasion. Short hit up to Baker. Important kick this one as he goes into the middle of the ground. Bewley, the bend was okay. Hine had to bend too. And then he sent it forward and Johnson
Good
on
kick.
the lead. Well, he had the pick of like a box of Cadbury favourites there. You had Johnson there.
And
Myers, yeah. Not a Turkish delight inside. Will Johnson, who Fairnickham canted the ball straight into the goalpost at the Darley Golf Club and deep in time on in that second term. He's got a chance to atone here. Kicks on its way. Does he like it off the boot? When he jogs back, you can tell he does. And
Correct.
Johnson gets it done. He gets an all-important first goal for the Devils in this third term. He gets his second, Wayne.
Correct. Yeah.
Darley regained the lead after they led by 10 points midway through that second term. And the Bloods came with a flurry to kick the next 3 goals of the game. And Darley get the third quarter opener. And a few of the big guns combining with Baker to Bewley to Hind to Johnson. Back at the restart. Stewart won the tap. He's been good. Crofts through traffic. Ran onto the right boot and delivered to the other side of the ground. Good spot on the ball from Lahore. Bouncing ball. Borg turned the ball inside out. Went with the 45 kick towards Batty, who found Menito to Hickey in the middle of the ground. They just love to chip it around the Bloods. They're like Chinese checkers. As Manito goes short and kicks okay to Crofts, who stands and delivers by hand to Manito on the run wide of the pocket. Tanner was important with that aerial presence. Hind, he gave it back to Ward. And that kick was good from Brody on that occasion to a fellow lefty in Luther Baker, to another lefty in Bewley. Fed it by hand to Hind. And got it back to Ward, who kept running, and he put it out in front of Hatcher. He needed to be clean, and he was. It was a slow hand pass back to Matricati. Got time to measure the kick. Hatcher had to bend. He did in the end. Baker under pressure. High up and under kick towards George and Myers on the lead.
He just held him back, Todd, and he knew Billy had come over the top, I think. And that's what happened.
Well, George and his opponent were just trying to work out who was going to have the last chip, and Myers, as if he was an impatient waiter, just said, well, I'll have it.
Snuck up like a librarian, Todd.
Yeah, you don't mind that one. So, Myers for goal number 4, and he's off to the left and let off for the Bloods. Sigh of relief out of the Bloods camp as Darley looked to assert some authority on this game, given their impeccable record at home. The Bloods will hold no fear for the Devils, however, having won 5 of their last 6 meets. Borg to Batchy, cut off there by Tanner. Left foot kick, well, just went out of bounds on the full. He just sort of coughed it up in the end. Didn't get any real purchase on the kick. Well, he fell asleep at the wheel there, mate. Just ran straight into a shop front, albeit the pigeon shed. So the rebound kick is short to Manito, and they'll continue to go to the outer side of the ground with a long kick down the line. Tanner the fly to the safety of the boundary line. Gee, it was a good gather on the run there by Geordie Kite, but he was over the line and out of bounds. So ball will be sent back into play here. Darley lead by 4 points after they trailed by 3 at the half. They've been playing a tick over 7 minutes. This one looking like going down to the wire as it did here last year. For Luther Baker, kicked that winning goal on the back of a questionable 50, really. Put the Devils in front in the dying seconds to avoid a 6 out of 6 return for Melton, by the way. For Troy Scoble. Throw in, tap one by Stewart again. Hickey. That was Crofts, in fact. Caught one over the shoulder. And he'll take the deserving free kick. So he'll sweep the ball wide to outer centre wing. To Geordie Kite, who's looking for an option. And one presents short through Liam Carter. He too will go short to Ryan Davis. So, gee, the mark differential here this afternoon would be pretty compelling. We're just seeing what that equates to come 5 p.m. So the Devils' ability to corral, in a web form, forward of the ball, you'd like to think is having an impact on Melton's inability to move the ball at speed. But they don't mind the slow game, the Bloods, when they have the footy. It's just without it. When they get to turn it over, that's when they go. Gee, you and I could get a kick out there at the moment, Wayne, just presenting with a short 45, 15-metre option. It's as if the Devils are just happy to concede that at the moment. It's Manito changes the pattern and went long and wide to Tanner. I like his intent and his urgency about his game, Tanner. He looks really invested. Right foot kick to outer centre wing. Went over the head of Jack Bewley. Foot race on in earnest. Opportunity here for Manito. Couldn't gather cleanly. Open the door for Cotter. Ooh. Loose ball. Ground ball. One at that. Batty will end up with it for the Bloods. He went inboard to Manito. Hurried kick forward. Well, just found the bonnet of a blue SUV on the outer side. And the rebound kick in the trusty hands of dual Henderson medalist Brett Bewley, who just chips the ball. Crofts did the roving at the back, and he'll send it back as quickly as it came out. Bewley's got an opportunity to atone. I don't know what happened there. Was that holding the ball? Surely not.
What?
So Ryan Carter will take the resultant free kick. He'll go short to Lachlan Walker. It's like they're having a game of footy in the backyard. They're making the ground look really small at the moment. The Bloods, the way they just chip it around 10 metres at a time. Left foot kick, inside 50. High ball. Good ball on the footy there by Johnson, who's gone behind the footy. Bewley at ground level, just shoveled it out. Braden Kite. Off hands, over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in.
Good smother, Matty Brett, Todd.
Yeah, the two senior defenders for the Devils have been solid, as to, well, the Melton defence for the most part. They've racked up a lot of ball between them, the way they share it around. Melton in attack. Darley's turn to defend. Devils lead by 4 points. Throw in. Tap one there by Ryan Carter. Opportunity for Ryan Davis for the outside of the left boot. He's just missed to the near side. One behind, so led off for Darley. Melton's 8th behind of the afternoon. 5-8-38 the Bloods. Darley 6-5-41. And it'll be Matthew Brett to bring the ball back into Matricardi. Gathered cleanly on the half volley. Just broke the tackle of Scoble. Look out. Fed it by hand to Baker. Oh, Andy has a party. Took his eyes off the ball and then tried to give it to Baker, who was swarmed by blood. So that came to ground, and that'll end up in a stoppage.
Skill execution, Todd.
Ball up. Tap one there by Tanner. Second effort good, but he's held up by his opponent there in Stewart. We'll get a stoppage. Yeah, so just on a number of occasions this afternoon, they've looked like they've been out on occasions, the Devils, and as quickly as they've done so, they've just managed to cough it up. But they lead by 3 points. Tap one by Tanner. Bewley through the traffic. Was clean and just chipped it over the top, looking for Andy as a party. Hyde over the back. Will he thump at 40? Will. Need a clean ball gather from Gresh to Watkins, who was clean. He got it to Edwards. He's kicked one already. Now he has two.
That's a good piece of footy. That is well done by Hind, who's starting to have an impact, Todd. You did mention that. Yeah.
Well, he's got an integral part to play in this second half to get the Devils over the line. And what was good to see about that, which has been lacking, which is probably the right word of the Devils for the most part this afternoon, is so Gresh was clean and Watkins was clean. You know, they've played less than 15 games between them at the level, and that resulted in a goal. Good finish. Now Tanner, who's been influential. Bewley held up. Somehow got fist to ball. Good pressure from Baker. Just threw his opponent away.
Oh, umpire.
Well, I thought he had.
Oh, rubbish.
And, saves me from saying it. Jack Walker with ball in hand. We'll go with the right boot to the outer side of the ground. Lahure. Liam Carter. He did well there, Liam Carter. Just couldn't hang on to the grab, but he was able to get a second effort in by hand to Borg, to Hickey, to the right foot kid of the Bloods. It might have been Braden Kite. But a turnover opportunity for Matthew Brett. And the sure hands for the youngster, Jet Gresh, the 17-year-old. Fed it by hand to Matricardi. Should have went short to Hatcher, but with the longer option to Myers. Good use of the body by Walker. Created the outnumber there, but clean bowled. Phillips taken down from the back. There was Gresh there by Scoble, who was unlucky not to get a free kick, and then he was lucky not to concede one at the end. Loose ball went wide to Ryan Carter, and that was the right call, out of bounds. Look at a boundary throw in. It's a bit of Benny Hill music might have fitted the last 30 seconds of play there.
We'll get a rendition of Ernie going, Todd.
And if it was Benny Hill's greatest hits, it wouldn't be just the first song that we've gotten through here this afternoon. Throw in. Swing and a miss by Tanner. Oh, Bewley caught one high, took the advantage. He's going to come back. Geez, he caught one right in the snout there, Bewley.
Wouldn't be a boxer in Australia. Not proud of that one, Todd. Got him flush.
Yeah, got him flush, all right. But he also hit Johnson flush as well with the advantage. But it's going to come back to Bewley. 100 metres out from goal. Lowers the irons to Andy as a party. Now, this will be interesting. Can he fire? There's the sidestep. There's always something going on with Andy. Right foot kick to a dangerous area. G. Edwards came from the side and stole it away and got the job done. Goal of the day, Mickey Edwards today. And he's got 3 here at Darley Park, and boy, did he like that one.
And a great one-on-one effort, Todd.
Oh, it was like a bag snatch from a thief down the street in Footscray there.
Yep.
You'd be familiar with that too, Wayne.
Oh, yeah, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.
It's just a shame the profile of the person in question. It'd be easy to find Edwards, given that that Mr. Whippy vanilla gelati haircut he's getting around with.
Yep, he's got 3, Todd, along with Myers. Get out to a 15-point lead, Darley.
Yeah, important one at that. 13 scoring shots apiece, 8-5 to 5-8. Back at the restart. Ball up. Tap one there by Tanner. Hickey, right foot kick to half forward. Loose ball, Scoble with some toe. He's got an outnumber to beat, and he couldn't in the end. Chance there for Hind up against the boundary line. Right foot kick. Oh, that was a courageous mark taken there by Gresh. Going back with the flight, if you don't mind. And he'll look to square the ball. It's a risky kick, and he has a party. Baker ran to 49, threw it on the boot, and it went left. And Johnson, well, he did a remarkable job to keep it alive.
Ooh.
But Manito will rush it through for a behind. So Manito to bring the ball back into play. Darley buying 16 points here. And he'll look to go out of side. Under dark grey skies here at Darley Park. Penetrating kick beyond the defensive 50. He nearly missed all on Sunday, but Tanner kept it in. Lahure got a kind bounce. He gave it back to Tanner. Diving attempt in the slips there from Baker. He's put it down, but then he's coughed it up to Hickey. And Kite will take the turnover. Speaking of Braden, he fed it to the outside. Got it to Geordie Kite. He got it over the top to Sullivan. Foot race on here. Davis, it just needs to sit up for him. The racehorse is after him there in Hind. It was a good tackle in the end. Goal-saving one at that there from Hind. Look out! Davis ran down Brett from behind, and he's pinged, holding the ball. And he'll take the resultant free kick, Ryan Davis. Plays on, goes by hand. Long kick, shot on goal is a terrific finish. Geordie Kite gets it done from range and gets an all-important one against the grain, really, in the last 7 or 8 minutes, largely on the back of the Luther Baker's turnover squaring kick, but 54 plays 44 at Darley Park. Devils lead by 10. Near 18 minutes gone, third term. The Bloods led by 1 at quarter time, extended that to 3 at the half. And Darley have booted in this quarter 3 goals to Melton's 1. So another turnover, score involvement there from the Devils. Another Blood score by turnover, whichever way you want to describe it, you get my drift. Now Edwards, confidence up. Kicked a couple of goals. It was the good don't argue. Dribbling ball just needs to sit up for Lockie George, and it did in the end. Well, he made it look easier than what it was, really, because it was an awkward ball. And his right foot kick went in the Bewley direction. What a terrific kick from George. He went it to his old Williamstown teammate there in Bewley, who squared the ball to Myers. Well, he had a bit of it. It was good work there from Phillips. He'll do the rebound with an old-fashioned torp. Oh, flying at the back there was Braden Kite. Bewley wanted the infringement denied by the umpire. But canning into his back, and Bewley still asking the question.
I think it was a legitimate
attempt at the mark.
Yeah, he got 2 hands to it. Todd, he's entitled to do that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, Bewley, it was just a sitting duck there, so the body contact may have come as a bit of a surprise.
Correct. He pleaded his case well, but nothing doing from the man in charge.
Boundary throw in, as you can see on the luminous scoreboard here. Darley lead by 10. Loose ball. Through traffic, Jack Walker to Borg. He'll take on Edwards, fed it by hand, got it to Burquest. Left foot kick to an open broadcast centre wing. Sullivan and Watkins. It was good pressure from Watkins, and he didn't overcommit with a tackle either. Sublime play there from the youngster, well beyond his years. And he hit out Hind on broadcast centre wing. Right foot kick, drills the kick and found Johnson, who marked just above the grass line. And he'll take a shot here from about 50 metres out. Mantricardi will run past here. and present, but no, it won't be forthcoming. Johnson will go back. One sock up, one sock down, like an AFL ruckman. Johnson, as he takes a shot on goal here.
Take his best, Todd, I think.
From 50. Darley lead by 10. 8-6 to 6-8. Johnson, plenty on the kick. It's off to the left. Is that a mark taken? No. Well, it was, but it was over the goal line, yeah, whichever way you want to look at it. Darley extend marginally to 11. It's a handy lead in a tight game. Both teams will be made to pay for turnover, which will have a large say in the result.
Time on, Todd. Third quarter.
Indeed. Long kick from Anito. Big spoil there at the back there from Lahoure's. Had a good day. Darley lead by 11. We'll give you an update score from around the grounds as they come to hand. A couple of important games going on in the BFNL. Boundary throw in. Next stoppage, I'll try and get a couple out to you. Stewart won another tap. He's had plenty of it. Bewley with one hand. Somehow manufactured a kick forward. Gresh wanted the push denied. Second effort was good as he grabbed the footy cleanly. Fed it by hand to Bewley, who ran away. Ran to 30. Hang on, it's coming back.
Oh, one umpire called play on. The other one said no.
Right, so what happens there?
Oh, it's a free kick to Darley with the original call.
Right.
I think it's the right call. I think they all stopped, Todd.
Gresh drills the ball and found Crofts, laces out. A bit stiff there. That would have hit Bewley if Crofts wasn't onto that. Short kick from Crofts was good to Minito, who just tipped the ball slowly to Borg on the defensive 50. So the Devils will look to lock it in over on that outer side of the ground. But Cotter presented with a 45, a little bit more corridor bound. And they continue the pattern of play to broadcast side to Riley Walker. So they've got the overlap here, the Bloods, through Lockie Phillips. This is an important kick. Well, the kick was meant for Jack Walker. Oh,
gee.
That's going to come. I don't know what that was for. They're a bit stiff there, the Bloods. So Hind with ball in hand will go short to Watkins. So he's probably had less than 10 disposals, Watkins. That was his worst, but he's been clean for every one of them. And you'd rather that than him having 20 and butchering half of them. So Johnson with a squaring ball. And Cotter in front had plenty of it. Deservedly paid the mark. And he'll get a chance to rebound for the Bloods. Packer smash 30. Trail East Point 41. As Benito has ball in hand. Ballarat have kicked away from Redan. 49 plays 28. Sunbury 27. North Ballarat 42. So Minito, who's had plenty of it in this third term. Bit of wax on, wax off from the Bloods, especially in that area of the ground. And he goes short. The kick's okay to Button. Normally a good ball user, Button. And he found Crofts. Little sidestep and deliver was terrific. Borg ran to 50, to 49, to 48 with a shot on goal. Dribbling ball across the face. And Sullivan, he's just wondering what if, because Borg mustn't have seen him out the left corner of his eye, but he did have all the momentum going towards goal, Borg, so he had every right to finish it off, or own it himself, for want of a better term. Darley by 11, near 24 minutes gone. Throw in. Tap one there by Ryan Carter, the no advantage. Jones is in trouble and gone. Just drop the ball. Free kick. Going to the Bloods, and it's going to go to Crofts. He'll have a deliberate shot on goal here. The most important kick. Chance to get the Bloods back within 5. He's kicked one. He's had more ball use today by hand. I reckon his first, 6 of his first 7 or 8 disposals were handballs to running Bloods, and now he's starting to have some impact by foot. Can he get it done on goal? Yes, he can. Crofts has got 2. The Bloods are back in it here at Darley Park. Neither side will go away. 8-7-55, the Devils. Melton 7-8-50. 15 scoring shots apiece. Devils lead by 5.
The arm wrestle continues, Todd. They just won't let them open up. Anyway.
Near 25 minutes gone in this third term. BFNL's match of the round in the East. Plenty at stake for the Bloods. Whilst, you know, they'll have some interest in what's going on over at Manningley Park. The vested interest is here, right before them. Control your own destiny, Wayne, and that's what the Bloods are endeavouring to do here today. And they trail by 5 points. Darley trying to keep their nose inside the top three with a tough final 3 weeks, and this is week 1 of those. Still got Ballarat, North Ballarat to come. Good pressure from Inglis on Lachlan Walker. We'll get a ball up. So slight territory gain out of that restart for the Devils. Tanner with the tap. Oh, a bit of pinball. They'll end up back in the middle of the ground for the perfect restart. Darley by 5 points. Near 26 minutes gone. Third term. Ball up. Tanner again. Second effort. Well, he just shared it with Ryan Carter in the end. And we'll get a ball up. Loose ball. Ground ball one at that. Gee, the toe from Hickey was unlucky because it hit Edwards' laces out. But he just reciprocated and just chipped it straight back to Walker. To Ryan Carter. To Hickey. And they're away on the back of another turnover, the Bloods. Oh, Matthew Brett. And he's had front spot. You'll take that resultant free kick.
Geez, they've made a couple of horrible kicks, haven't they, Darley, Todd?
Yeah, almost, you know, to use a tennis vernacular, unforced errors, you know.
Under no pressure and, you know, missed him by 2 metres.
So Matthew Brett, normally good by foot. That one another example to Edwards, who went back towards Brett on his non-preferred and push against Lachlan Walker. As the siren sounds for 3/4 time, and as a party does an old barrel, just hoping for the best, and he gets a bit on it. But Darley, with their noses in front, by 5 points here at Darley Park. They're 8-7-55. Melton 7-8-50. 5-point ball game. Melton coming with whatever assistance there are, or there is, with a breeze to the right of screen. Wayne, you got the goal scorers.
We got for Darley, Billy Myers 3, Michael Edwards 3, Will Johnson 2. And that's the 8. For Melton, we've got Manito 1, the Kite brothers 1 apiece, Hickey 1, Jordan Kite's got 2 actually, Todd, and Billy Crofts 2.
Sebastopol lead Lake Windermere by 102. North Ballarat lead Sunbury by 10. Ballarat lead Redan by 27. And Bacchus Marsh trail East Point by 11. So we've got a game on across the or over the bridge. Just checking that. But anyway, guys, we'll take a break and we'll be back with the third quarter action in around 5 minutes' time. In front of Ballarat. Ballarat are missing 9 frontliners. Morris will just waltz away out of the middle and go deep to the top of the goal square. Jamie Quick tried to be clever, didn't end up impacting the footy, and McGuigan got the lucky bounce.
Jake Egan for the perfect start for Sunbury. Splits the eye, diddle. Aaron hand pass might clear the Phillips. He coughed it up off to Egan. He says, thank you very much. Pops 3 second, and all Lions here. Has been terrific again, and caps off the perfect turn for him. Left foot kicks on its way. Goal umpire doesn't move. How good's his Sally? A bit more subdued. You need to silence it quickly, and he squeezes it home and does. Gonna be tough.
Oh, no.
Egan again. He's looking for 6, and he's got 6. Turned on the afterburners, wheeled around, goes to center foot, missed his target, and Egan slips through the hands there, Hutt. Sebas, hang on. Egan's not done. He picks up. He barges the back. He handballs over the top. He gets the 1-2. He's a human Jake Egan. He's kicked 7.
Welcome back to Darley Park for BFNL's match of the round in the East, but not far of a start for the match-deciding final term here. With very little in it, Darley, after trailing by a point at quarter time, 3 at the half. They now lead by 5. They rank 2 in the comp for last quarters. Melton 5th, so it'll be interesting to see whether that stat maintains its validity. But just costly turnovers have really, well, I reckon it'll be easier to identify why you lost than why you won come 5 o'clock on what we've seen so far in the opening 3 quarters, Wayne.
100%, Todd, yep. Yeah, whoever's the cleanest here will get the 4 points.
Well, the siren sounds to get play underway. Stick with us by the BFNL Match Centre. Tanner. Don't mind his game, and his opposing ruckman's been good too. He nearly took too long and pinged by the umpire. He's had an almost game, Tanner. He's had an almost game, you know. He can't doubt his work rate or his intent or his investment. So a looping kick. Gee, did well there, Will Johnson, to deny Lachlan Walker, but he's got an outnumber to contend with. He did it right. He got a little toe poke on the ball. Cotter, tackled, taken to the ground there by Inglis. They've still got an outnumber, the Bloods. Gee, that was well done by Will Johnson and Harley Inglis. It was essentially 2-on-1 for a moment and then 4 against 2.
That's what happens when you bring effort, Todd.
So well done to the Bloods for getting the outnumber. credit to the Devils for squaring away a stoppage. Ball up, tap one by Ryan Carter to Hickey. Over the shoulder by hand. Jack Walker. Well, it was a throw in the end.
Oh, I didn't pay it, Todd.
Umpire called play on Hickey to Crofts through traffic. Oh, has the gather from Hine. Just picked it up off his shoelaces and sent the ball towards Will Johnson. So Cream rising to the top on that occasion. Gee, that was a difficult forward 50 entry on the back of that drilled kick there from Johnson.
I think that's a kind call.
Yeah, just gave Lockie George little or no hope.
Correct.
If we were playing cricket, it was basically well fielded in the end. Ground ball, Johnson. And a stoppage. So Darley got it in the right area, albeit inside their attacking 50. They lead by 5 points. 90 seconds into this final term under dark grey skies at Darley Park. Ryan Carter on the tap. Locking George with an important sidestep. His kick was smothered and the outnumber prevailed again. It was 3 against 1. And Walker sent a thumping kick to outer centre wing. Matthew Brett's been super today. Been very good. Under enormous pressure. Not to mention the task on Ryan Carter. How about that for a kick? To Brodie Ward. So Ward's left foot kick. Oh, that was a good stretch by Myers.
Good call, Todd. That was a very good stretch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would have tested the thumb. The arrow hand. Let's see how he goes, Myers. He's kicked 3 today. He really kept the Devils in it with his conversion. He's booted 3 goals, 1. Just missed 1 in that third term. Can he make it 4 and 11 in 2 weeks? Oh, it nearly came out there, the arrow. But Myers gets number 4, and the Devils get an all-important first goal of the final term, as they did in the third term, to get, well, the lead back in that third quarter scenario. But here they get to extend on what was a 5-point lead now to 11. Darley 9-7-61. Melton 7-8-50. Myers has got 4.
And Todd, if he pulled the arrow out, that was an absolute bullseye. Straight over the umpire's head. He never moved 1 inch.
Back at the restart, Tanner and Ryan Carter. Loose ball. Bewley went to ground. Borg, touch on the ground just to compose himself, and the kick was beautifully weighted to Minito, who had plenty of it in that third term. He'll look to get some territory gain here as he wants a lead to come towards him. Stewart's gone forward. Second attempt. Just had it knocked away from him. He had a bit of it. It was the right call by the umpire. Burquest stole it. But Hines took it back and just tumbled the ball towards outer side half back. It was a good kick in the end. It landed fortuitously into the hands of Matt Riccardi. And Drill Johnson, who's had an important role today. He's always presented, Johnson. And he goes short to Duncan Cadman, who found Tanner. So Tanner with ball in hand. Darley lead by 11. 4 minutes gone in this final term. And he goes long in the Myers direction. Gee, there's a big fist on the ball by Lachlan Phillips. It was as good as a kick. He just had a bit too much on it because Batty was just unable to gather that spoil. But it's out of the danger zone for the Bloods momentarily, albeit in the form of a throw-in, 65 metres away from the Darley goal. 4.5 minutes gone, final term. The 50th meeting between these two sides in the BFNL. 24 apiece and a draw, if you don't mind. Baker cramping up. He's in all sorts really at the moment. Umpires picked out a free kick for a throw. It's going to go Melton's way. It'll go to Jack Walker, who found Burquest. And he played on by hand to Minito. They'll work it out here, the Bloods. Minito to Batty. Little dummy around Inglis. Good frontal pressure from Andy Azzopardi. High up and under kick towards the attacking 50. Rungy, Brett. They nearly spoiled each other in the end. Open the door for Davis, who got it to Crofts. He should finish this, and he does. 5-point lead to Darley as Melton get one back. And we are restored with the three-quarter time margin. And again, just Matty, Brett and Rungy going at that same ball to spoil each other in the end. Or just one didn't take the mark, more importantly. And that spilt ball favoured the Bloods in the end, and they were able to get it done.
Cross got his third, Todd.
Baker still in the middle of the ground, despite that little thought of cramp. Tanner won the tap. Loose ball. This one went Darley side on a rare occasion. Through the hands of Stewart. Crofts dropped it. Umpire called play on. Andy has a party. Standing start. Send it forward. Duncan Cadman. This has an ability to bob up the right times. Duncan Cadman sent it wide to Edwards, who's been dangerous around goal, the winger today. Speaking of dangerous, look, Bewley's just loped around to his left side, but Cotter was there to corral the Devils captain in the event of a handball give. So it'll be Edwards, who's booted 3 goals this afternoon. Billy Myers, with a game high 4. Edwards can match that if he can be accurate, but he's not. And there's a fly at the back through hands and a rush behind. Darley's 8th. Well, an important point in the context, if you're into the numbers. It's an even goal now. Walker, penetrating kick into the middle of the ground. Darley spoil each other again. Ward and Rungy. So Davis got the spoil again. Gee, the bounce was read there by Jones. He just needs to be clean here, and he needs some support. And he sends... Oh, that was a good kick from the youngster to Bewley. So Bewley on the defensive 50. Lopes onto that left boot. Beautiful kick to Duncan Cadman. Open your eyes there, Jack. And, well, he's a 10 on the foot. He was good. He just needs to be clean here because he's corralled there by Bloods. Edwards kept his feet, got rewarded for that. Got the handball to the outside of the voice of Hine, who went in the Johnson direction, and it knocked away from him. Cotter could have caught one high. Umpire called play on. Rebound opportunity for the Bloods. Suminito, he could release the ball by foot. And Ryan Carter got on the end of it. Still anybody's game. 6-point lead to Darley. 9-8 to 8-8. Ryan Carter's kick goes into the Braden Kite direction. Kicked the second goal of the game, Braden. Just the one today. He sees an average of 3. In fact, he's averaged over 3 goals a game for his last 60 games, which is pretty formidable, really. He's just been a super player for the Bloods.
Absolutely, Todd. Fantastic record.
Brady Ward with the job on Braden Kite. He's managed to keep him to 1 today. So credit to Brady Ward in that case. How about that for a thump by Ryan Carter? Well, the Gadding ball just went around Jones, but Andy has a party. Got a kind bounce, but how's the smother from Geordie Kite, the kick across the body? And he's gone through for a behind.
Has a party.
Well, it was good closing speed there from Geordie Kite as Matthew Brett brings the ball back into play. And he weighted it well to Brodie Ward. He'll just chip it. It was a poor kick. Made it difficult for Edwards. He needs to support Edwards now. Well, that was too easy. Ball got around and had a shot on goal. It's a dangerous attempt. I'm not sure Matty Brett got a finger on it. Bloods are in front at Darley Park on the back of another turnover from the Devils' Wayne.
Oh, pathetic, Todd. Absolutely pathetic. He asked to kick the ball 15 metres. He couldn't even kick it 10 to him and hit him on the chest. I mean, seriously. Jesus, the turnovers are... Yeah, they're just starting to mount up with Darley, aren't they?
Well, they've probably got 7 goals from turnover today, Melton. So they're in front. So they're going to ask questions of the Devils. This game going down to the wire, as they so often do between these two sides. 62 to 63. Bloods in front. 9.5 minutes gone. Final term. What say of both sides now? Who's got the ability to execute and compose and finish? Still a fundamental game at the end of the day, Wayne. Ball up. It'll be Tanner and Stewart. Stewart won the tap. Bewley could have copped one high. The umpire said play on. Hurried kick forward. It's just been sprayed off to the right. We'll get a boundary throw in 45 metres away from the Bloods goal. Gee, they're right in this, Melton.
Yeah.
Aside from having the lead and stating the obvious.
Yeah, Brett got up pleading his case again, Todd. I think he thinks he hasn't been too well looked after today.
No, agreed. Boundary throw in. Tap one there by Tanner. Bewley again. Went to ground. Matthew Brett forced to release the ball by hand. And he has a party. Got an important kick. Only as far as Borg, who's gang tackled by Devils. Burquest, left foot kick across the body. Bounce favoured Geordie Kite. Hand pass to brother Braden. Dangerous around goal. He looks to square the ball with a slow kick. Found it unmarked, Jacob Hickey. He can go back and have a shot on goal here. About 49 metres out from goal. 1 point lead to Melton. Geez, there was less than a kick in it when the two sides met here last year. It looks like going down to the wire again. 11 minutes gone. Hickey with a shot on goal. He's been super today. He's just got good, consistent form, especially against Darley. From outside 50. Out of bounds on the full.
Oh, he didn't hit it at all, Todd.
Just didn't deal with the adulation there momentarily, Hickey. So it'll be Bewley. Left foot, chiselled kick, dangerous. Borg at the back. Just went over the head of Hickey and Edwards. Borg read it best. He's outside 50 now. Borg, so we need to run around the outside here. This is pretty Bloods-like. But Borg, it was as if he didn't even know Minito was there. He's going to go back and have a shot on goal himself. So an important kick. Darley under the pump here. So it'll be Borg from outside 50. Gets plenty on the kick. It won't go the distance. Players fly. Thump through for a rush behind there by Matthew Brett, who's done plenty right this afternoon. And it'll be Bewley. He can go short to hind if he likes, but he's closed down there by Braden Kite. And you look to go deliberate and take advantage of his beautiful drop punt. So he's allowed to lope away and have a bounce and thread the ball. How about that? Andy Azzopardi to Inglis. To Andy Azzopardi and then stops, props and just bangs it forward. It was a poor kick. Not a lot of game awareness there. It was just a territory bail in the end, and you really can't just do that against Melton. As Phillips kick found Hickey, he didn't have to break stride. He got the overlap to Carter. The stretch was there, but he was unable to hang on, and we get a boundary throw in 52 metres away from the Melton goal.
They get out the back and, geez, they're dangerous, Todd, aren't they? So what happens if you don't hit the mark? I mean, he just threw it on his boot and, what do you expect?
Boundary throw in. Tanner in front. Won the tap. Baker, clean gather, threw it onto the boot. Now Hatcher. He had an outnumber to deal with. Batty couldn't gather cleanly. Edwards over the footy. We'll get a ball up. Melton by 2 points. 13 minutes gone, final term. 9-10 plays 9-8. Edwards a little proppy. And a good afternoon. And Ryan Carter found Edwards. Hands to Hind. Oh, that was a clever kick. He meant that, Hind. To White. That was a poor handball. It was loose. It was meant for George. And it's a turnover kick, and they're away again, the Bloods.
Look at them.
Through Borg. White to the pocket. Matthew Brett, good pressure. Did well not to infringe on Stewart. Loose ball. Scoble gathered, took them on. Got away. Had a tumbling kick forward to a one-on-one. Carter. Liam around the body. Is a goal, and Melton gets some separation. 8-point lead to the Bloods. And the Devils, gee, they'll end up in Melton's best the way they're going, the Devils. Just with their overuse and decision-making and execution. Liam Carter, he gets his first. Gee, you would have thought, Liam Carter 1 goal, Ryan Carter no goals, Braden Kite 1 goal. The Devils would have taken that every day of the week at the 14-minute mark of the last quarter. But Melton in front, they lead by 8. Tanner, good tap, Hickey again. Free kick's going to come back to Hickey. He went short to Jack Walker and give it to Hickey again if he likes. So Jack Walker, inside 50. Good contest there from Brodie Ward. Geordie Kite gets the crumb. They've had a good 10 minutes, Melton. And that's a terrific mark. Taken there by Matthew Brown under that high sky ball. Now this kick needs to be good. And Ward got it. Look out! The left foot kick to outer centre wing. Foot race on here. Just needs to sit up for Watkins because here come the reinforcements. Scoble clean bowled the youngster there in Watkins, but he did well to square away a stoppage in the end. Take about the two youngsters. 8-point lead to Melton. 15 minutes gone, final term. Ball up, tap one there by Tanner. Baker took on the tackle and pinged, holding the ball. They play on Carter, and he turned it over to Brodie Ward, who went short to Edwards. Can they get an overlap, the Devils? Well, barely. Luck's a fortune. Bewley got it back to Hine, who looks for Johnson on the lead. Got him. Outside 50. Dangerous player. Who have they got forward? He goes short to Edwards if he wants. Just chip it over the top. He's still there, but he go for a squaring ball to Baker. Now Baker will go back and send it forward. Ground ball opportunity. Bloods gather the footy through Riley Walker towards Batty. Just threw the ball onto the boot. Was hopeful rather than anything else. They need a kind bounce. The Bloods. Will they get one? Well, Liam Carter did. Then he hacked the ball forward. So a couple of handy territory gains there for the Bloods. Jones will gather. Cut it off. He needs to release the ball. He did in the end. And they'll work it out through Brodie Ward. Sweeping kick. Turnover opportunity for the Bloods. They're out here. Burquest, look at the closing speed from high, but not before Burquest could kick the ball to a vacant goal square. Bouncing ball, he's good. Bloods have got another one here at Darley Park. $14-point lead to Melton, 11-10-76. They lead Darley 9-8-62.
Another turnover, Todd.
And another goal to the Bloods. They've made Darley pay. It's just been too much like hard work for the Devils to get that depth in contribution on an efficient level. Turnover goal. What say the Devils? 17 minutes gone. Final term. Ryan Carter with the tap. Baker had it stolen away by the ruckman in Ryan Carter. He fed it by hand to Geordie Kite. Blood's well on top here. Matthew Brett, good attack on the foot. He kept his legs together. He just needs some help. He'll get some from his youngster there in Chaz Jones. Loose ball. Ryan Davis on his left boot to the goal square. Brodie Ward leading into the race for the ball. And he's happy to get a little touch on it. If not, bounce over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in. Just metres around from the Melton goal. So the Bloods have kicked 4 goals. The Darley's 1 in this final term. And the Devils have had a bit to say in those 4 goals of the Bloods too, mind you. So we're going to throw in here. Right of screen. Tanner won the tap. Brett tackled, held up, no prior. We'll get a ball up. So we'll look to get some scores from around the grounds in BFNL footy. Back at the restart. Ball up. Stewart. Well, gee, Geordie Kite got a terrible bounce. And Hine got a favourable one in the end and he ran away. Right foot kick went through the hands of Johnson. He looks proppy and in real trouble with that calf. But he'll look to go again. Gresh, free kick. Hine again. Trying to direct traffic. Trying to get an option. Bewley. True centre wing out of side. Well, I don't think they got Johnson in the... Well, there he is there, but he can't move, Johnson, I don't think. Unless he got a little stinger. Yeah, he looks every bit proppy. He can go by hand to Matricardi if he likes, but he'll go to the pocket. Out there in the Gresh direction. Can the Devils make something out of nothing? Gresh somehow got it to Watkins. The youngsters combine. Gee, the kick just came off the instep. Phillips, and then the ball found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Yeah, just the nature of those Darley turnovers in the opening half certainly sort of put the writing on the wall. If that was to continue throughout the second half, it was going to amount to something, and it has. It's a 14-point deficit. Melton lead here, approaching time on, final term. Sebastopol, they lead Lake Windaree by 20 goals. Sunbury Trail, North Ballarat by 23. Boundary throw-in, Darley in attack. They need one quickly. Throw in. Loose ball. Good gather there by Geordie Kite. Tackled, taken to the ground. And we'll get a ball up. Back at Smash 52. East Point 51. Interesting game over at Mattingley Park. Back at Smash trying to keep their finals hopes alive. And they'll be hoping that Darley can get it done. Bewley, Baker, Hind. Cross the body. Gee, it's a high kick. It's bending back. This could be a much-needed goal for the Devils. On the goal line, they get an important fist on at the Bloods. And they rushed one at that in the end. Ballarat 56, led Redan 40. And the Bloods will just waltz away out of defence as they have from their kick-ins for the most part. They've normally chipped it around, but this time they've opted to go with some territory to Borg, who fed it to Minito. Who'll get it over the top to Geordie Kite. Then a good final term. Right foot kick. Goes in the direction of Ryan Carter. And Tanner got an important fist on the ball. Did well there, Tanner. Somehow the ball stayed in, and we'll get a boundary throw in 40 metres away from the Melton goal. .76 Melton lead, Darley 63. Time on final term. Darley need 3 unanswered scores to win the game, or at least draw it. And the ball's at the wrong end of the ground for them. Carter won the tap through the hands of George. Cross was good through the traffic. Tried to shovel it out. Leading with the head there was Greenshields, and was rightfully denied a free kick, but not sure he was asking for one either. The youngster will get a ball up, 40 metres away from the Melton goal. Ryan Carter won the tap. Greenshields to the outside to Hickey, to Sullivan, who's a left footer. He can put the icing on the cake here at Darley Park. He's off to the left. Minor score. 21 and a half minutes gone. Time ticking away for the Devils.
That would have been it for the Devils, Todd.
Yeah. Well,
May well still be, but that would have certainly sealed it.
Yeah.
Wasn't a hard shot in the end either.
So Bewley lopes away, left foot kick. Johnson presents from the side. Blood's got numbers at ground level. And we'll get a ball up. 63 Darley. Melton 77. It's been a good effort by the Bloods. They're just too honest for the Devils. History will tell that. They've won 5 of their last 6, and they're on track to win 6 of 7. As I touched on earlier in the day, they were even lucky to win that one. Ball up. Tap one there by Stewart. Loose ball. Foraging. That was good tackle there from White. Square away a stoppage. So we're back at the restart here. Time continues to tick away. Darley need to get the ball from inside to out. They've struggled to do that effectively all day. Jacob Hickey to Sullivan, who lopes around onto the left boot. High up and under kick towards the attacking 50. White did well. Good use of the body. Just outpointed Davis on that occasion. Had eyes for the footy. And then went to Jones, who looked to go to Bewley. The kick was good. It was good hunting there from Hickey, though. So Bewley tries to pierce the ball. And he has a party, couldn't hang on. Tom Button ran through to half forward and sent it wide. Devils have got numbers here. They'll need to work it out. Do the first option. Now get the overlap. That's how you do it. Matt Riccardi to the defensive 50. Needs to be quick. Oh, he put water under the pump. They somehow worked it out. Matt Riccardi, the kick was good to Jones. You're gone. Story of the afternoon for the Devils. And the kick finds Braden Kite, 45 metres out from goal. Gee, they've been disappointing, the Devils, with ball in hand today. They've tried hard. I mean, they've been really good without it, actually. Their pressure's been really good. But, gee, they've been their own worst enemy with ball in hand today.
Yeah, they've just slaughtered the footy, Todd. You just can't do that.
Darley 63, Melton 77, 24 minutes gone, final term. Braden Kite a chance to kick his second of the afternoon. And extend the lead to 20. It's plenty on it, Kite. Game over at Darley Park. Melton get their 12th. Darley seemingly labouring in this last quarter. Melton with 5 goals to 1. And the right team's in front.
Yeah, 100%, Todd. The best side's going to win, no doubt. Just clean it with the ball and simple as that. I mean, he's done a very good job, Brodie Ward, but he's his own worst enemy. Why? He's got 2. He's probably only had 5 or 6 touches. Kite, got 2, serviceable.
Yeah.
Almost got his average again, Todd, but, you know, Brodie's done a lot of good things, but he's done some, just let yourself down.
And Baker was tackled, lucky to get away with that. It was a good tackle there from Stewart. Ball up. Ground ball opportunity. Crofts will end up with this. It was a good defensive pressure there from the Devils on that occasion. Bewley got onto his left boot. He kept trying today, the Darley captain. The kick out wide towards Jack Bewley. Had it knocked away from him. Opportunity for Andy as a party. Powered up there by Geordie Kite. And we'll get a ball up on half forward. Broadcast side for Darley. 25 and a half minutes gone, final term. Stewart with a tap. And he has a party. around the footy. Well, he ran away from the contest and didn't lend Baker any hand. And Melton, beneficiaries of the outnumber, through Borg, ran away and chipped it and found Kite. He'll just go back and take his 30 seconds off the clock and try and copy-paste version A finish on goal. And as you said, Wayne, endeavouring to get his third and his season average.
Keep the average up. Been terrific, Borg, Todd.
Yeah, good player.
Takes him on. Bounces the ball, runs away. Can't beat speed. Uses the ball well.
So it'll be Kite from outside 50. Kicks on its way. They like it, the Bloods. Crack another bottle of champagne, Melton. Looks like you're off to the finals. Given this big win here, well, percentage won't play a role in their destiny, given the advantage they have over Bacchus Marsh. But, the 2024 Premiers, they've really asserted their authority in this final term. 6 goals to 1. Devils seemingly going up and down in the one spot. And Melton running on top of the ground, Wayne.
Yeah, 100%, Todd. They just run all over them, put the pressure on them, and Darley haven't had any answers.
So we're back at the restart. The result inevitable here. George took them on. Good pressure from Hickey. He's had a good day. Fitted by hand to Lachlan Walker. Kick off the side of the boot, but they get a territory gain. This has been a good battle all day. Carter and Lahoure. It's been a super battle. Good honest contest between two quality players. We're going to throw in on half forward broadcast side. Right in front of us here. Up behind the glass. We've had the privilege of calling the game. Baker's done for the day. Put a lot of defensive efforts in today. Luther. Bewley. They just haven't had the run and support today. The Devils, and when they have had it, they've missed the targets. Ball up, tap one by Stewart. Came boundary side. Hickey, Hind, above the knee of Hind, and it'll be a free kick. It's going to go to Borg. He just concedes with a 45 to Minito. Just tips it back to Borg.
Probably went 9 metres, Todd. I like the way they kick it in the air, footballers. They're trying to confuse the umpire that it's gone further than it has. But they fall for it.
So Borg goes to the attacking 50. Lahoure, big spoil. Andy Azapati should have went with the first hand pass. Took them on again. Now Ward with the clearing kick towards Edwards. Good defensive spoil there from Borg to the safety of the boundary line. And we're going to boundary throw in on half forward. Not sure what happened there.
No.
But the Devils will take it through Edwards. Spearing ball to half forward. Guess what? There's another turnover. They found Kite. Geordie Kite will just send the ball along down the line towards Liam Carter and Zane Lahoure. So Melton probably had a dozen good players today. Darley probably 6. There's the difference.
Very cool, Todd.
26 points. A lot of players below their par level. Oh, good attack on the ball there by Burquest. To a 2-on-2. And Rungy got an important touch on it. 3 for 8. Rush behind. They are missing Joel Cadman and Adam Azapati. That'll get rid of
Gardner.
And Gardner, of course. So they missed that work between the arcs with those 3 especially. They've been found out today, Darley, on their own deck. Borg has the gather. Terrific quick hands. Geordie Kite. Tumbling ball forward. Gee, his attack on the ball, Ryan Carter, was good. And the two opponents just respect for one another. Borg. Speak of the Brett and Ryan Carter, they're just pushing one another. And then Geordie Kite smashed it out of bounds on the full, but touched, said the umpire. Or he may have been out of bounds prior to kicking the ball.
I think the latter, Todd.
Yeah. Well, what a season-defining win for Melton. 27-point lead after they trailed by 5 points at three-quarter time. 6 goals to 1. Duncan Cabin picked it up and just thumped it on the boot, out of bounds on the full. Story of the afternoon. It was a torpedo. It was on the wrong side of the body. And, just a minute, sort of bereft of justification, really. Riley Walker. Oh, that was nearly an excellent gather there from Brady Wall, but it spewed out the front. Andy Azzopardi couldn't impact the contest. Kyle Ball could, and he went with the left boot. They'll work it out here, the Devils. Oh, they spoiled one another. Chance for Zane Lahouray. Oh, how about the pick-up? Terrific. Feather ball by hand to Runji, who got it over towards Andy Azzopardi. He's got no one forward, so it goes to a dangerous area, but he got away with the end with the good kick towards Edwards. Now, Johnson, look, he's just on one leg at the moment, but it's set up for him. He's got no options. But Lockie George presented. And Johnson wants it back. Good on him. They'll work it out themselves. Johnson sidestep around Riley Walker. And the kick, well, it was meant for Myers, who was very frustrated with how slow that ball came in. Well done, Melton. Darley with plenty to think about. It might be one of those movies that go for a little bit longer than normal in review, mate. But where do you start? Where do you finish? What's too much? What's too little? So without sort of going into the negativities about the Devils, it's all about recognising the effort of Melton to be able to come back, albeit less than a goal. They won 3 of the 4 quarters, Melton, and none more convincing than that of the last, where they booted 6 goals 4 to Darley's 1 goal 2. Wayne, you got the goal scorers.
Yeah, deserving winners, Melton. Just overpowered Darley. Too clean in the end. I don't think Matty Brett's too happy, but...
Never is.
I was just going to say, Todd, you're right. I don't think he's very happy. Even sometimes we win, he's not happy. Goal scorers, we've got, for Darley, Billy Myers got 4. Michael Edwards got 3. Will Johnson a couple. And who got the other one? One other. Let me see. I can't find the other one. Top for Melton, we've got Brendan Kite finished with 3, Billy Crofts 3, Jordan Kite 2, Borg 1, Carter 1, Hickey 1, and Manito 1, and Berquist 1.
Yeah, it just feels like a movie we'd already seen, Wayne.
Yeah.
And the margin about what we see, and that score that Darley kicked, about 63, that's about what they average against Melton in those last 6 or 7 meetings. And more on the back of their turnover that's proved costly today. As we said, the Bloods with plenty of winners over the day, and their ability to run on top of the ground the longer the game went had a significant role in the outcome. And they were certainly given a chop out by the Devils' inability to execute the fundamentals. Their unforced errors today. Well, they've essentially, I don't know whether it's cost them the game, but it's cost them, well, I'll go as far as to say that.
Yeah.
But all honours with Melton, they've got it done by 27 points.
And their finals hopes alive, Todd.
One step closer, but it's one step further away for the Devils in their top 3 ambitions. So
I've got to do my maths a bit better. Todd, I was right in the first place. 4 to Myers, 3 to Edwards, and 2 to Johnson. That was the 9. I was looking for one that wasn't there. Any wonder I couldn't find it. I might be as poor as Darley on the stat sheet at the minute. Anyway, good win to Melton, good win to the Bloods.
Well, it's going down to the wire at Mattingley Park. There can't be long left. Backer Smash 58, Trail East Point 59. And in other games, Melton have defeated Darley 13-12-90 to Darley 9-9-63. Sebastopol 180, Lake Windermere 27. Well, no real surprises there.
No.
We'll see whether Redan or Sunbury were able to impact. No, North Ballarat kicked away in the end too strong. They're 29 points in front, 76-47. And Ballarat 63, lead Redan 52. So Redan haven't given up the ghost. All honours with Melton here this afternoon. They've thoroughly deserved their win on the back of a helping hand from the Devils with their execution of the fundamentals. Congratulations, Troy Scarborough. That's 6 wins out of 7 against the Devils since he took over in 2024. That's a decent record against the Devils, Wayne.
Yeah, no, exactly, Todd. They've just got the wool on. As you said, the one we did win, they probably could have pinched that in the end. So, yeah, they back to the drawing board for the Devils.
Yeah, and Myers, Bewley, and Johnson, who've missed a bit of footy. I mean, Bewley accumulated well all day. Oh, back a smash have hit the front. Jubilation there at Mattingly Park, 32-minute mark. But, gee, they'll get a shock when they see the score across the bridge because Melton have got it done here against Darley. 13-12-90 to Darley 9-9-63. Guys, we've got to get out of here. Dan's got to get, I speak of our man behind the camera, he's got to get back to Geelong. But here in Beefanell's match of the round in the east, Melton have their edge. Their wood over Darley continues ahead of another chapter. Who knows when they'll meet again. Who knows, it might be 4th v 5th come finals time as these two sides potentially go head-to-head again. Well, congratulations, Melton. Darley got some soul-searching to do. Guys, on behalf of myself, Wayne Hall, and Dan behind the camera, we bid you all a good afternoon from Darley Park.